What's going on, y'all? You know what it is. It is Sippin on Sundays. And guess what? You know who it is. My North Jackson brother, Zoe Phillips, man. Listen, we got a lot to talk about, man. We got the tournament to talk about. We got to talk about getting those first 4 wins. We got to talk about, can we be a mid-major? We got to talk about Tuskegee Coach Sues, you know. So, sorry about that. So, suing Morehouse for $1 million. So we got a lot of things going on. And you know what we're going to have to do? This is going to be the last show. We're going to have us a theme song. So, you know what I'm saying? Had that nice come on in. You know, I don't know. I don't know if you know this or not, but my boy, Brad Franklin, Kamikaze, y'all know. I might have to go on and call my boy, have us drop some, drop a little something with a little Mississippi background to it. You know what I'm saying? A little blues with it too and stuff like that, man.
Man, that's my old neighbor, man.
Shout out.
Hey, right down the street from Brad.
Hey, listen, we gonna give Prairie View. Hey, listen, shout out to the Prairie View people. Okay, I'm gonna get this out the way. So, I'm on social media and stuff, and I'm watching the game, right? And Candace Park, that's my people and stuff like that. So they were talking about alums. So they said, hey, and they said Megan Stallion was an alum of Prairie View, right? So I'm thinking, see, alums have different, depending on what you're saying, you know what I mean? So I said, hey, Candace, girl went to Prairie View, went to Texas Southern. Prairie View got a whole lot of people like my girl Terry Ellis, in Vogue and all these type of folks, like Zemo Beatty, you know what I'm saying? Say that, boy, them Prairie View folks went nuts. She went there for a semester, Mr. Campbell. You don't know. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Relax. Because one thing about me, I don't care. If I make a mistake, I give y'all love. My point was, Prairie View got a lot of people that actually graduated from there and give them people some love. So that's what that was all about. You know what I'm saying? Prairie View folks, go tell your folks and them Megan Thee Stallion folks that didn't come out there that was doing retweets and reposts. Relax. It's all good. I love y'all. Y'all know that. Isaiah, no, he my guy. So listen, man, we here. So we going to get right into it, man. Listen, this was a very, very profitable year for HBCUs and HBCU basketball in the NCAA tournament. And so I'm gonna pull up, man, because we're gonna start off with those Prairie View Panthers, and they won their first 4 games, so we're gonna do that box score and show that, man, because listen, man, this was a big deal, man. And we're gonna talk about a little bit of things people talking about. Can we be a mid-major? Can we make money? But I want to just really show this because so did you get a chance to see this game? I know you were working. Did you get a chance to see this game by any chance?
I saw highlights of it. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Watch out.
Well, listen, man, this was a really, really good game. And I mean, if you look at, like I say, the first half, Prairie View was down by 2. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. The big 3 again came through for Prairie View. Corey Wells with 19 points. Dante Hall, SWAC tournament MVP with 25. Lance Williams with 10. And then, again, got some key production off the bench from Diallo, man. And I'm going to tell you something, man. The one thing that I liked about Prairie View, you saw that defense and you saw those guys coming in confidence and really, really playing really well, man. I was super, super excited, But, man, watching this game, it just had me thinking once again. And so you talked about this, about us in football, but this translates well in basketball too. These other conferences, and I'm using the FCS football / D1 basketball, which we are, right? Hey, man, listen, we can compete with anybody in basketball. So. And I truly believe if we get our stuff together, because there's a little bit different road, but I think football, we should be right there. So what do you think about Prairie View getting this first win and beating these guys?
Well, it's a good look for the conference, and kudos to Prairie View. I think we can say, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we're on a winning streak in the first 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. The conference
I got a graphic on that. I think we've won 4 out of the last 5. And I'm gonna pull that graphic.
4 out of the last 5. But see, not to stray too far off the topic, but see, I love to have data. So Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. If we've won 4 out of the last 5 play-in games, those playing teams that we're playing are winning teams as well. Mind you, they're conference tournament champions. So remember a couple of shows ago when we had the conversation, we were saying about scheduling. So, you should have, I'm going to use Prairie View as an example, since they won the conference and they won this game. Playing Lehigh, that's a game that you schedule next year. You know what I'm saying? You schedule teams like that. You schedule a McNeese who had a good record. That's what I'm saying. You have good teams in the Southland Conference. You have good teams in these other conferences that are, in our footprint. These are games that you can win, and they're good competitive games. And again, and we recruit against these in the same footprint as well. So the thing is, I'm more inclined to say about having a winning record, you know what I'm saying, to where we could transition, because I'm touching on the point of what you're saying about being a stronger mid-major. And I know a lot of people think that, oh, we're one big league and nothing can change from that. That's bull job. Anything can change. So is a man thinking, so is he. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to first believe and have the aspirations to want to be better and want to be a mid-major. And once you do that and the administration get on board, then you can make these things. So I hope Prairie View going forward, can schedule in the masses of trying to get to, out of the first 4 games, but actually get into the regular round of 64 and, man, try to make a run for a Sweet 16. And HBCU has made the Sweet 16 before. I don't know if many of you guys even realize that. But we have had an HBCU reach the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament. Alcorn's done it.
There you go. And shout out to my boy Ken K, because we were talking about this. Me and the old school was talking about that. And we're going to have Ken K. I might have Ken K to call in and talk about that, because, listen, man, them boys was winning games, bro, every year. Yeah. Every year. And was seeded at number 8, number 9. They wasn't like no 12 seed, because this was back when I think it was 48 teams back then. And then they moved.
Yes, it was 48. But again, Alcorn made the Sweet 16. So what I'm saying is, I know people say, well, things have been different. Yeah, times have changed and things are different. But it doesn't mean that we can't do it now. We really can't. And we're more inclined, believe it or not, to have success in basketball and baseball more so than we are in football as the way that it's set up. Yes, we know we can't pay millions to players to rent for a year. We know this, but you don't have to in basketball. You really don't. I can give you so many examples of other schools who aren't on a financial thing where they're just leaps and bounds ahead of us, right? I can give you an example like McNeese State. I can give you a lot of other examples of teams who had great success in basketball, but I hope Prairie View in some shape, form, or fashion can do this. And then if Prairie View does it, then maybe some other schools in our conference could take heed to that as well to try to have some success and move forward, because it's not good to have one good year and then the next year you're down. You know what I'm saying? And we're not seeing any type of consistency within the conference to do that. So, but again, kudos to Prairie View. You know what I'm saying? That with a good showing. I hate that they got slacked by Florida the way that they did, but again, that's a powerhouse. And you just ran into a team that you're just.
Wait a minute. Let's remember the defending national champions, though. Let's understand who they play. Florida is the defending national champions, okay? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like they played some cakewalk team. And this team is favored to potentially win the championship back-to-back. So we definitely got to give that. So the next school we're going to talk about, man, over there in the MEAC, my folks up there in D.C., man, listen, Howard Bison had to go down there and play them folks from Baltimore. This was another great game, which listen, this was a close game. This was one of those games that, like, wow, going back and forth, big shots being made. And again, man, listen, the kid, Okoji, Taylor, Harris, Bryson, all the, cast of characters for Howard pulled this out, man. This was a really good game, man. And this was one of those games when I sat back there and looked at what Prairie View did and looked at this game, man. So I'm just telling you something, man. And we're going to talk about this in depth because I got a little article that we're going to talk about. But when you're looking at these games, and you got the one centerpiece, so all you need is another guy to make a run. And we're going to talk about High Point because I'm in a little chat. And again, I'm not going to get too far in there because I want to go over these scores before we get in there. But so I'm in a little chat with the experts, all these folks, what I'm saying? I'm one of the old heads in there, And I made the statement on social media. Why can't HBCUs be like a High Point? High Point, they got millionaires and stuff like that. Man, I'm going to sit there and say that. Howard got millionaires. Howard got a bigger endowment than High Point. Howard got all types of folks with big money. You gonna tell me? And Howard is in DC with ball players.
And Howard's trending up. From a basketball standpoint, Howard's trending up. You look at what they've done the past 3 seasons from a male basketball standpoint. Signed a 5-star recruit out of high school. Then you look at what they did by getting Notre Dame to come on campus for a game. They've won the MEAC. They're trending upwards. They've had some tangible success the previous 3 seasons, up including this year. So they're doing something right in DC at Howard. But again, to your point, Steve, they have the alumni base, they have the endowment, they have things in tow to where Howard maybe not could be great at football, but they could be a basketball powerhouse if they put their resources to play, for it.
So that's the thing about it. So we're gonna talk about that. But guess you know what? Hold on, there we go. But we can't forget about the girls, because guess what? SWAC champions, Southern Jaguars, had to give the Sanford Bulldogs a beat down. When them girls, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Southern, I love these girls. And listen, Jocelyn Tate, that's my favorite player. Because that girl come off the bench and give you buckets. But shout out to Maya Porter, 15 points. Jalea Reed, number 2, 16 points. Deshante Edwards gave 8. And I mean, just a balanced attack. And again, what I liked about Southern, again, you just saw, and I hate to say it, the black folks were a little bit faster than the Sanford Bulldogs. So this was a really where you could see that defense coming, that speed. And these young ladies, yes, they're tournament tough. This is not the first time. They were there last year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this was nothing for them. They were, they were really, really prepared. Shout out to Coach Carlos Funches, man. They showed his when he played and he was in the dunk competition, man. So I know just to show that, man. But shout out to Southern's women, man, for what they did. Again, brought another check, and we're gonna talk about those units. Got a check for the SWAC. So what do you think about Southern's women and this big win, big victory?
Man, look, another good performance. And again, Sanford Bulldogs beat a very good team. Sanford, like we just spoke about with the men. Scheduler standpoint, Steve, where's Sanford located? Birmingham, Alabama.
Hello.
So again, that's another good team that you could put forward toward next season. But man, kudos to Southern. Look, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth because again, all this is a byproduct of Tamika Reed leaving Jackson State, right? So but
wait a minute, hold on, though. Wait a minute, breaking news. The Iowa Hawkeyes have upset the number 1 seed Florida Gators 73-72. And there will not be no repeat champion.
Hey. I saw the coach was about to get into it at some point during the game, too.
So I don't know. I was looking down, Coach, we're talking. I don't know if somebody hit a game-winning shot or Florida missed a shot. But Florida has gone down. The first number 1 seed down did not make the Sweet 16. Iowa 73-72. We'll talk about that on the back end.
Well, you got some brackets that just got destroyed.
Oh, bro, bracket already broke. I had Florida making it all the way to the end. So we have Florida had so Iowa must have hit the shot and Florida missed the shot. So Iowa must have hit their shot to go up. And he went all the way. He threw it away. He threw it away. He should have just gone up. He could throw it up on the back. Well, you got them big boys. You just got to throw it up on the rim. You got to throw it up on the rim. You can't pass that. Oh, well, there you go.
But yeah, man, but kudos to Coach Funches and the Lady Jags, man, winning the conference again. Again, you had Alabama A&M who was expected to win. Southern actually pulls it out and gets it. So, and this is the second tournament championship for Coach Funches, I believe, in second in 3 or second in 4 years.
Yeah.
Second in 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Then went back to back. Yeah, so 2 and 3. Yep. So they've gone back to back. So shout out to, and so you know what, we old school. And this team means a lot to us. Again, for the history of Jackson State, the Tennessee State Tigers. Shout out to Nolan Smith, came on the HBCU Coach's Corner. If you did not see that interview, one of the best interviews, Coach Smith came on with us, talked about it. Now, this is the thing. I thought Tennessee State was going to play a little bit better than this. But people got to get – I don't know how many of you guys are really big basketball fan. I am. Iowa State is real. Iowa State is real.
Number 2 though, Steve. I mean, they're strong.
Yeah. So you sit back there, and this is one of those things that, you really wanted, to play. You want to see something close. But again, I can't take anything away from Nolan Smith. And what I did like about him, he said, hey, are you going to leave? Are you going to leave? And Nolan said, no, we're going to build something.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to build something. So, so one of the things that I am super excited because he's going to have a whole recruiting season. And I will say this again, man. I just think that unlike some coaches, I think that Duke pedigree is really going to help him recruit players. Mm-hmm. I think that his homeboys that played that brotherhood, I think they will give him some money for the NIL. And if he don't, he crazy not to ask him because they got 4 or 5 guys with $200 million contracts he either played with or coach with. So, I mean, to really build that Tennessee State pro and land Tennessee State, man, listen, here's the thing. Not too far from Atlanta. Everybody knows Memphis is a basketball town. Mm-hmm. And again, his connections with DC, man, he really could pull something together. So what do you think about this? Again, unfortunately, it was a blowout. But what do you think about Tennessee State overall?
I mean, look, kudos to them. I mean, they hit all the marks, Steve. I mean, you look, they went 23-10 in this first season, bro. Win the conference tournament, and then you look at about having another good recruiting year, what it could do for you going into next season. And again, I can assure you, watch and look at Tennessee State's schedule when it comes out. That's the main thing I'm willing to look at in comparison to the SWAC schedules that you'll see, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have a mix of home games. They're going to have a mix of games in neighboring conferences like we talked about for our institutions. And I guarantee you're going to see that at Tennessee State. But also, man, there's nothing like a coach from his pedigree that wants to be there. Probably has some opportunities to leave and say, no, we're going to run it back. That's going to do wonders for them in recruiting. And he's young, bro. And it's good to also see him utilize the good talent that he had to come in. I think some of our teams in the SWAC, we've had an influx of talent, but it's not really just being utilized in the best fashion. You look at Bethune-Cookman had a higher NIL package than what Tennessee State had. Look at what Tennessee State did more so than Bethune-Cookman. You know, you look at Jackson State, who when you look at all the schools in conference, Jackson State had the best, had the highest. What's the term? I forgot. I just drew a blank. Revenue from home.
Oh, home revenue.
No, home. I forgot what you pay for. No. What you pay for the players? I forgot. I just did what. Cost of attendance.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson State had the highest cost of attendance for men's basketball to the players, but again, you're not seeing it translate like we should in the win column. And then we have an influx of talent within the conference, but we're not seeing it play out on the main stage like it should have, because I can recall, even for example, the teams we've had win the conference that go on that have had success in the play-in game. We haven't seen them get to that playing game with a record like Tennessee State's. You know what I'm saying? Right. Where because the 20 win is a benchmark for a good season in basketball. We haven't had many 20-win seasons in basketball within the SWAC.
And 20 plus wins with less than 10 losses. That's another thing too.
That's another thing too.
You said that benchmark. That what are they with 23-9, I believe. They were 23-9.
Yes.
So you're talking
about which is a damn good record, bro. When you think about it, and we're not
great record.
And we're not getting that in the SWAC. We're not getting that. And so, because I always say, look, if you have 16, let's say you got a 16-game non-conference slate. Again, we're talking about being able to go 8-8. You know, that's 500 ball. But that's good when you talk about having single digit losses, right? And able to go in the conference play. You know, so that's been our biggest issue. So. But again, kudos to Tennessee State, man. Marvelous first season for Noblesville.
So then of course we got this right here, and the last group, and these girls from Howard. And like I said, I watched the game. I'm a big women's basketball fan. Saw this game, and listen, this thing here. I mean, started off strong again. As you can see, it was 15-20 first half. And I'm gonna tell you this young lady, Zania Thomas, I think she's an underclassman.
Mm-hmm.
What was the girl that y'all had at Jack State that could dunk, that played small forward and four for y'all? That was on
from Birmingham. I forget her name.
Well, this girl here, if they can keep this young lady from Howard, she is serious. And I mean, she was going in 1 through 4. Because she played the 5 for them, but she really is if she's playing on a power forward, she's really a small forward.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, can shoot threes, can put it off the bounce. I mean, the girl got hops. And man, listen, and they played, but they had that once again. And we've seen this too many times, unfortunately, in HBCU basketball. We had that one bad quarter, and they had that one bad quarter, second quarter, where they don't score 4 points. And that really was the game right there. Because if you look at, and I'll make the box scores really bigger, I think if you guys look at it, hey, it was 17-19 third quarter, and they outscored them in the fourth quarter. But that 1 second quarter really made this game out of whack. But really, Howard played excellent ball. So, you know, like I said, shout out to the Howard women and things like that.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm serious when I say this. I mean, in quite a few instances in SWAC and the MEAC, we have quite a few women on the women's side that actually have a better skill set than some of the talent of guys we got in the league. If you really, really look at it, you know what I'm saying? Being able to play multiple positions the way they do. We have more knockdown shooters in the women game than we do it like in the men game. It just seems like the women work so much more on fundamentals more so than the men do. That's part of the reason why the women's game is so exciting right now. You know, they're not relying on athletic ability. But again, kudos to her, man, because it's good to see that talent right there at HBCU.
I'm gonna bring up something before we leave. There's two things I thought one was funny and another where I just got so much respect from one person. But this right here might have been, and let me pull this up because this might have been the funniest thing in that game with Prairie View at Florida. I don't know if you know this or not. Florida has a guy, 7'9".
Yeah, I saw
and this right here, and my boy,
he said, "Boy, you be."
Let me play this for everybody, because this right here was funny as hell. My boy was like, "Bruh, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. Give me one. Here we go." Because this had me dying. And watching this real time was funnier.
Next to Hassan Diallo, who's 6'8".
And look at Hassan Diallo looking up at Ollie.
6'8". It's like
now he's standing there. You see him standing next to Hassan Diallo, who's 6'8".
And look at Hassan Diallo looking up at Ollie.
I know my boy was like, "You was a big mofo, bro." And listen, this man's 6'8". That ain't no little dude, bro. And my man is
not at all.
And as one of my girl FAMU, this Rush Hour 3 big tall MF coming up here, man. That man, listen, bro, there's height and then there's height. My man is 7'9". They say he was at Guinness Book of World Records, the tallest teenager and stuff like that. Now, you know, he's not going to have no, you know, of course, athletically, but just the fact that you standing next to a guy 7'9".
Yeah, gotta use what you got though, man, because he got cement in the shoe though, because he is not agile at all.
Not at all, bro. And that way everybody was like, "Why you jumping to dunk? You don't even have to jump." But man, I you know. And sometimes to me, that's also, you know, the story of an HBCU versus a Power 5, right? Florida, $1 billion school, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And the mountains we literally have to climb just to play in this environment. And this is what they got. They got a guy 7'9" on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Your boy will come to the SWAC. He might be all SWAC. You know what I'm saying? People just dump the ball down to him. Jump the ball down to him. Now, Zone, I'm gonna say this. I am a huge women's basketball fan.
Man, same here, man.
I'm also part of the high school class of 1988. That's Dawn Staley's class. She was USA Day Player of the Year with
University of Virginia.
You know, with the salt and pepper haircut. That was my girl. That was my girlfriend. She didn't know. I love Dawn Staley. But
man, I remember Virginia.
Right here, I saw this. And for people, you know, again, I'm gonna say this up front. Anybody that criticized this, you know, get a life. But I just thought this again, when you got young ladies, and again, first of all these young ladies have so much respect for Dawn. Dawn State is the GOAT, you know what I'm saying, on all levels, athletically, coaching, a person that's a leader for women's sports, period, and just style and everything. Because like I said, she was styling in high school, all the way calling now. But I thought this was just great right here. And this was her because, and I'm going to talk about what Dawn talked about this, but this was the Southern young ladies. Dawn had met the young ladies, and they talked about this, and this is what she did.
Yeah, I want the ball. I didn't get one. Yeah, yes, because the big one. I'm sorry. Hey, she stopped by congratulations. She'll see y'all Saturday. Yeah, we're so happy to see her. All right. Yeah. I want that ball. Did you get one? Yes, she got one. Hold on, let me make sure everybody got one. I'll get a big box. I got one. Because I asked.
Now, that was them, and this is Dawn Staley talking about this right here, which I just thought was just awesome right here. And this is Dawn talking about it.
You smell good. What are you wearing? Like a couple of them. And I'm like, told him what I was wearing. And then when I got home, my friend who works at the Louis store had sent me, some samples of what I wear. Let me just give them to them. And I just had enough of them to give to the entire team. And that was it. It was just a small gesture. I had them. I probably wouldn't use them, and they could utilize them. A couple of them just said, you smell good. What are you wearing? Like a couple of them. And I'm like.
So when I saw this, man, I thought this was awesome, bro. I just thought that who Dawn Staley is and what she means to the women's basketball and to basketball, period. And again, these are young ladies, again, from the SWAC, again, playing, again, one of the standard bearers. They know they're going to play South Carolina. But the fact that, Coach Dawn Staley talked to the team, told her how proud she was to be at this point, and again, had a respectful game. You know what I mean? South Carolina got to be South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
But she played all her players. She didn't try to embarrass Southern. Southern, like I said, the young lady played hard. So what do you think about when we have to play these schools like that, but you have a Dawn Staley that bridges the gap, that shows respect? Because again, she talked about, because again, remember Dawn's from Philly. She grew up watching that Cheney team get into the Final Four. She knew C. Vivian Stringer. She carries the mantle, as she says, because of C. Vivian Stringer. What did you think about that?
Man, it was a good gesture, man. Look, one thing we know in life, man, you can't satisfy everybody, and you're gonna have people that just love go against the grain or find anything negative in all things. So at the end of the day, man, she could have easily done nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or she could have shunned them. And guess what? Had she done that, you'd hear even something then. So you can't please everybody. But again, I think it said a lot about her, because how many other coaches, forget Dawn, any other coaches that have another team and they have any type of respect or admiration for you, and you do something for them in response to what they were saying to you. Again, to me, it says a lot about her character and how she gets down. Look, I had them for me. And guess what? Even though she had it, she still didn't have to do it. But she did anyway. You know what I'm saying? And also, people could look at it another way. You're giving something to them, but you got your own team. But I'm quite sure she does stuff for her team all the time. So, again, it just spoke to her character, who she is as a woman. And I'm thankful and appreciative of it. Dawn Staley, especially being a black woman, being a black coach, you know what I'm saying, recognizing that Southern's an HBCU. And I'm not saying it along the lines of thinking about charity either when I say that. It's literally the respect of, hey, this is an HBCU, and I respect them. I went to see them, talk to them, and that's nothing new for other coaches, even on the male side. You look at what Calipari said about High Point, you know what I'm saying, and giving them their respect, because everybody who made it is a champion, you know what I'm saying, who made it to the actual tournament. So, man, it's nothing more than, paying it forward and showing respect, you know what I'm saying, to who you're facing. So kudos to her, and shout out to the Lady Jags too, because it's no different than when the Fast Five met Muhammad Ali when they went to the tournament, you know what I'm saying, and they were up in his room, he doing magic tricks with them. It's stuff like that, man, that'll last your lifetime. And my own philosophy, Steve, is in all things, and I tell this to anybody, in all things and in every day, do what you can to make memories, bro. Because those will be the things that sustain you. And that's something that Dawn Staley will remember that she did. And that's something that the Southern players will remember that, that they did. So it's all good, man. It's sweat down everybody's back, really. So I don't get any outrage for it.
Well, that's my thing, man. And first of all, listen, I was in college. If people come on the campus, if you get a free cup, bro, you was getting it free. Anything free. That's just being so that's what my problem is. Acting like these kids will act like, man, these are kids. You give me something free. Louis Vuitton. To my friend said, Steve, make sure you don't say Louis Vuitton. Anything, bro. I don't care. I'm taking it. And I'm gonna tell you something. Even if she was handing out, and I'm a man, hey, listen, I'm gonna give it to my girl. You know what I got? Got something for you, baby. So it's just, man, it just kills me when people always, bro, looking for something negative on things, and man, and people just miserable. But you know what? Shout out to the Lady Jag, shout out to Dawn, and shout out to those young ladies. Because I like the one girl, like, hey, listen, you got your, make sure everybody get one. Because you know, we good to get an extra for your girl back at the crib. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them, man. But no, I really enjoyed that, man. And like I say again, shout out to Dawn Staley and what she's done and what she means to college basketball, man. I'm super excited, man. And like I say, man, the thing about it is, man, again, the opportunity to get a check. Southern won that first 4 game, man. Representing the SWAC. Howard, again, hey, that they played well enough to get a 14 seed. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's another thing, too. You can't disrespect because people are, oh, when they got blown out. Bro, they was a 14 seed. They was in the big dance. And I'm glad that we didn't have to see Howard and Southern play each other. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they pull that. You know, so I'm just glad. So I'm going to, you know, pull this up. Shout out to Kyle Mosley, man. I saw this article. We're going to talk about the business of this first 4 and what this means, man. I'm going to pull this up, man, because I really thought how important, because, you know, you have a lot of people. I got 2 stances on this. I think this is a stage where I want us to get to a point where we can get to a 12 seed. That 12 seed, that sweet spot. That's when you know you got a powerhouse team and you can play that 5 seed run. But if we're going to be in that first 4 game, I'd rather be in that first 4 game to be the 16 seed because I like getting checks, and this is what I like about this. So I'm going to share the screen right now, and we're going to kind of talk about this. And shout out to Kyle Mosley. Great articles about HBCU sports. And this was the article that he wrote right here. So this was the graphic that he had. So again, Prairie View, 2 units because they got a first 4 win, Tennessee State. So the thing about it is, and I'm going to get right to it, what he should have in there. Okay, so this was important. In 2026, the men's tournament would distribute $270 million. Each unit is worth approximately $2 million paid to the conference in annual installments of roughly $350,000 over 6 years. Conference then distribute the money to member schools according to their own established revenue sharing policy, which can vary. So again, this is another thing too. Because they won Prairie View and Howard, they got another $2 million because they won the first 4 game. And this is what it is. So this is how it breaks down. So again, in a financial windfall for the Southwestern Athletic Conference, by winning in Dayton and advancing to round 64, the Panthers earned the SWAC 2 units worth approximately $4 million over 6 years. So they got the $2 million for just showing up, being at the dance, and they got $2 million more for winning the game at the dance. Mm-hmm. So then there you go. So right there, $4 million for the conference. And so to your point, you still can schedule, raise your rating, but we win on those first 4. So what do you think about that? And what do you think about people saying, oh, we should be in the first 4? They should put us as a 16 seed.
Nah, man. The thing is all about enhancing your brand. You do that in that first 4 game by getting that win. More so than get to the 16, being a 16 seed, going to play number 1 team and getting your brains blown out. Because, you know, I think at some point in time it's going to happen where, you know, you're going to have a 16 seed beat a number 1 seed. And shout out to Michigan Valley.
You've had it twice because UMBC beat Virginia. And I'm missing one more. I'm trying to figure the other time. I think Purdue lost. Those are 2 number 1s.
And so
this is recent time.
And so just think if you win the playing game and you turn around the next week and then you beat the number 1 team in the country, look what it does from a unit standpoint now. You see what I'm saying? And also I think for us, or a lot of our teams, Steve, having their first 4 games actually helps you, in my opinion, to give you a better shot to win that game against that number 1 seed, right? You get the nerves out, settle in the postseason play, being on that stage, it helps. You know what I'm saying? So, but to answer your question, I think it can happen. You know, I'd rather be in the playing game because again, you have the opportunity to gain more units. Because again, just fathom this. Typically, you win 2 games, you get to the Sweet 16. What if you have an HBCU win 3 games and all they do is make it to the Sweet 16? Look what that does for that basketball program. Look what it does for the notoriety. I think about George Mason, right? And then look how that can springboard you to the next season. Because I want to bring up another school when we talk about this, because we had a kid from Mississippi, from right here around me, who played, I remember this, 2 years ago, Florida Atlantic. made it all the way to, I believe, the Big 8 or the Final Four, remember? And they had 2 kids from Mississippi on that team.
Wow.
One, Elijah Martin ended up leaving, transferring to Florida. And then you had one of the Witherspoon Bulls who went JUCO, they ended up going to Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic, if you look at their basketball program, they fall in line with SWAC schools. They really, really do.
Yeah.
From a facility standpoint, resources, all that. So again, we can do it as well. But again, to your point, the whole first four, I'm all for it. Anything we could do to give us more opportunity to get more units, to get more eyes, to gain more traction for our programs, I'm for it.
I'm gonna pull up. My man brought up now this right here. I'm gonna tell you this, and this is how much, and this is how they robbing the women right now, because this right here, and trust me, when I don't know when this contract is over, but I'm telling you this, the women are going to get paid.
Sure
because
are.
right now, the women right now, because remember, and I just want people to know, I think it was just 2 years ago, the women didn't even get units.
Yep.
I think that was just 2 years ago. The women did not, they got cost of expense to go to the games. So now the women right now are getting $113,000 with a total pay of $251,000 per unit over a 3-year period. So basically, I believe if I'm doing my math right, is this correct that Southern women got $251,000, they got $113,000? Is that they got the $113 and then they got the $113 for the win? Is that right? Am my math right?
Yeah.
Sound right? Okay. Or so I'm thinking that Southern got for the women, and again, another $250,000, because people got to understand, for like women's sports, golf, tennis, hey man, that might pay for a scholarship when you spread that out. So that's the thing about it. And yeah, that is really wild. But yeah, shout out to hey, you there always here. Shouting out HBCU Coaches Corner, always there. Sipping on Sundays, me and Zoe, always here. But yeah, man, this is the thing that I think the biggest growth when they redo this contract and get it basically close to par. Because I'm gonna tell you this: the WNBA has gotten built because of the women's tournaments, though. Mm-hmm. I don't think people understand because of the women. See, it's like old school. If you're a basketball fan, like y'all gotta understand, Juju still can't go to the draft until next year.
And you know what else? And Steve, remember too, WNBA just signed their new CBA.
Man, listen, and Dawn listen, it's so funny. And she was talking about Raven Johnson gets drafted in the first round. She's going to make more money in that contract than what Asia made her first 2 contracts. Asia's going to make that 1.4 now, but just the fact that you're sitting back there. But the whole thing about it, when you're sitting back there, so that's the thing about the women's game. The women's game has built the WNBA because you could create stars. You got Hannah Hidalgo out there just balling. Hey, our homegirl, Madison Booker. Shout out to her because she went to Germantown, right?
Dropped 40 points tonight.
They'll drop 40 points tonight. You know what I'm saying? Jackson Metro legend. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking about people like that. Again, all these young ladies you're going to follow for 4 years. Malaysia Fawala, who left South Carolina and now gone down to LSU. Flau'jae Johnson came in right there with the angel reach. You know what I'm saying? She was a freshman. And look at how big Flau'jae Johnson is now. Look at the money she's going to make. So that's what I'm saying. We have watched Flau'jae grow up from a freshman, you know, in her story, being a rapper, doing all these commercials. She represents LSU. Well spoken. I love Flau'jae. And she's going to go to WNBA, top 10 pick. But again, it's the girls from the NCAA that have built for us to want to watch the WNBA. So again, I just can't wait till they renegotiate this contract, because this thing right here, when they renegotiate this contract and the money, and also from the TV revenue that they're going to renegotiate, is really going to help HBCUs. Is really going to help HBCUs. So I am super excited about this. Super excited. So Zoe, what do you think about that? And what do you think the money's going to look like when the girls renegotiate?
I think it's going to be the best it's ever been. Like I said, the WNBA getting their new CBA is only going to help. Their CBA is going to help them. Plus, again, you add that to the fact what the ratings have gone to now, because the women's game is growing like crazy, like weeds right now. And so, if I'm not mistaken, Steve, I think the women's NCAA final did more than the men's, if I'm not mistaken, last year. It was either last year or the year before last.
The Caitlin Clark year, not last year.
And they did more than what the men were. So the women's game is growing. So all the numbers are going to be different. They're going to change.
So this was one of what we were talking about. And shout out to HBCU Game Day. I always want to give people credit. Nice graphic and everything. So, okay, you see this? And this kind of talked about the SWAC Big Day breakup. And I loved it. So 2018, I hope everybody can see this. I'm trying to make it big as possible. But if not, I'll show you where you can get this. But let me try to make it as big as possible. So again, and this is what we talk about the first four and everything. So 2018, Texas Southern beats North Carolina Central. Well, I hated this because it was HBCU versus HBCU. 2021, once again, Texas Southern, once again, they beat Mount St. Mary's 62-52. And then Texas Southern beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi in 2022. Then we come Grambling, which was a great game. I know you guys remember that. Overtime game, 80-81. And then, of course, the throw the catch that heard was around the world, Alabama State. I'm sorry, let me make sure it be very clear. Alabama State on 2025 beat St. Francis on that miracle win. So, man, again, each one of these. So there you go. So 18, 2021, 2022, 2024, 2025. Texas Southern, Grambling, Alabama State, and now we've got Prairie View that's added on this list, and along with Howard added on this list that got this. So, man, I just think this is where, again, you can see the money coming in, and you can see where, again, what we talked about. Because, here's the thing, which is going to lead me to my next subject. Can we be in basketball a mid-major? So, I'm in this chat with these guys and stuff like that. And, they good dudes and stuff like that, man. I call them the experts because they always want to talk about something, man. So I made, again, the discussion about, I believe that HBCUs could be to the level of High Point, right? I believe that. And I'm saying that, so they're like, oh, well, High Point guys got $2 million in NIL. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, because the guy where he cited, and they say cite your source, it was some message board from a guy from Virginia Tech. That don't mean nothing to me. And I'm going to tell you like this. I watch basketball. Those do not look like no $2 million NIL players. I'm just going to tell you that. If they paying them, so be it. But my point of it is, so I'm going to use Jackson State. Because like I said, we're going to talk about the home team. So you all had a McDonald's All-American on your team, the SWAC Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. What if you guys added another player to the level of Deshaun Ruffin? You going to tell me with all that talent that a team that had a player, let's say a 6'7" guy, 6'8" guy, another guy that go along with a Deshaun Ruffin, that they couldn't make a run, that they couldn't be a High Point?
Well, they could, and so that's the point that I try to make too. So when you look at and I'm gonna use Jackson because Steve, Jackson's a basketball city, right? And so when you talk about, we had a lot of great players who went directly to high school, out of to the NBA. I'm sorry, out of high school. But we have a lot of great players within the city of Jackson. McDonald's All-Americans, high-ranking players. They don't always go to Mississippi State or Ole Miss. And again, if you can get a player on a 1-year rental, Steve, like I said, you have Deshaun Ruffin, but you can also add another power forward or another center to go with it. Now you have something to toe to that could be formidable, that you can actually put something out there to be a legit mid-major. And it can be done. It's not a pie in the sky train of thinking, Steve. It really tangibly can be done. Jackson State can do it. I'm not very well versed with, for example, like Tallahassee. Baton Rouge will tend to have some good basketball players, but not the volume of players that Jackson will put out, right? From a city standpoint. And I'm saying that because I'm thinking about Southern and Tallahassee, obviously, with them. You're being that they're in like in small cities, but you have that in Jackson, and I can speak to that for sure. That's why I always give the example of Memphis. I know they're kind of an outlier because Memphis now, because of football and how they moved up to different conferences, how they really have the revenue. And what I'm speaking to predates FedEx, because FedEx wasn't always in play. When Larry Finch was the head coach at Memphis, FedEx was not in play. Right? They didn't come into play until Calipari became the coach. But again, Memphis is a basketball hotbed. And Memphis is very similar to Jackson in that regard. When you talk about players, I mean, Madlock, who's Alabama State head coach, was the point guard on the team with Penny Hardaway. Him and Billy Smith and David Vaughn, some very well versus those teams, and Elliot Perry when it was Memphis State. And so the same thing can happen here at Jackson State. Yeah, I see Gerald put Tang Hamilton's son. Yes. Kamani Hamilton. Yes, Tang's son. I could even use a Tang Hamilton. Like Tang could have ended up being at Jackson State. Jared Nichols could have ended up being at Jackson State. I can go on and on and on. And Tang's mom is a Jackson State alum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so, we just never really went that way. Renato Sidney, Big Shug, who ended up going out to Fairfax in LA, out of Piney Woods, could have had him at Jackson State. Like, the players are out of Jackson. Everybody who knows can actually know. But to your point, Steve, yes, it can happen. It's not being far-fetched when we say that. And what's really funny to me is I think you would see this more in the MEAC per se, more so than even Jackson, right? Because Jackson just one opportunity, one example, but you have great talent coming out of Baltimore. You would think Morgan State, when they had Ty Bozeman as head coach, could have more of a run like that. Coppin State, Morgan State. Coppin State has some success under Fane Mitchell. But then you talk about, like I said, you got Baltimore, you got DC, you got Norfolk, you know what I'm saying? You got the 757. You have a lot of hotbeds within the MEAC. And so you would think that the MEAC probably would have been further along in doing this that we speak of. But again, Jackson State can do it. I can't speak to every school this way because I'm not that well versed with the local.
And every school, and we're not talking, and I want to be very clear, because this is what these conferences is, and what I'm talking about. When you're talking about these mid-major conference, it's only one or two schools that is the basketball school in the conference. And they beat everybody in the conference and things like that. And what I'm just saying is, I'm not looking, because first of all, it's not possible. But I'm talking about, you got to have location.
Yeah.
You got to have money.
Yep.
You got to have coaching. And you got to have to want to invest. And that's my thing. So like you said, and I'm going to keep saying this again, Texas Southern's already shown it because they've done it, right? So Texas Southern, they're in Houston. They have shown that we can go beat people in the tournament. Texas Southern should definitely be able to do that.
Yep.
Again, Prairie View got a whole bunch of money. Dallas, Houston, all those areas of basketball. Jackson, like you say, bro, listen, it ain't none but ball players in that coming out that Jackson Metro, the Gulf Coast, the north part of Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Then you move over, like I say, Tennessee State, which you can already see what's going on there. And again, North Carolina A&T, again, North Carolina, hotbed basketball, Howard, schools in Virginia, you know what I'm saying? What you see, Norfolk State has shown. So there's about 6 or 7 schools that if they say, you know what, we really want to be a good mid-major, that they can invest in. Now, here's the thing I will say about FAMU and things about that. Talked about Charlie Ward. He had 2 guys that he coached in high school. One was playing for Miami, starting, one played for Missouri. Charlie Ward coached these guys. So again, a level that you got guys that are playing at the Power 4 level, that are starting, that are in the tournament. So again, Charlie has the ability to coach these guys up. So that's what I'm sitting up here looking at. And hey, listen, this is what I'm talking about. Shout out to Ron. Yeah, hey man, I saw those Conference State teams up close and personal at FAMU, man, big time. And Ron, yeah, absolutely. And this is what I think, and I'm gonna play this, but this is what kills me, man. And again, man, I don't care who don't like it, because I told them jokers in that chat, like I said, because they were like, well, what is Charlie Ward doing? I said, bro, I got time today. If you want to catch this smoke, if you think, oh, High Point, I'm in North Carolina and High Point got this. So I'm going to show y'all old High Point, rich white folks, the resort that it is, and everything's on there. I'm going to ask you a question in a second. Give me 1 second. Get this up. They say this is luxury. White man's luxury. You know what I'm saying?
The Cinderella of round 1 is not really a college. It's an educational luxury resort. There's a 5-star steakhouse on campus where students can eat for free in order to learn fine dining etiquette. Don't like steak? They also have a fancy Mediterranean restaurant and a hibachi grill as 2 more free fine dining learning labs. And what about dessert? Well, they've got that covered too, because High Point has a school ice cream truck that constantly roams campus giving out free ice cream to all students. And you could enjoy that ice cream in one of the school's 28 botanical gardens, as classical music is constantly played all across the campus. But what about a fake airplane to practice networking, in case you ever sit next to a CEO on a flight? Well, of course, High Point has their own fuselage on campus. Every year they have a last day of classes carnival, and their dorms look like luxury apartments. The basketball team plays in an elegant marble-adorned arena named after the school's president, Dr. Quibane, who has his own bronze statue and gives out free, full-sized candy bars every Halloween. And since the school motto is God, Family and Country, they hire a bald eagle to fly above the students at every graduation. Oh, and they also chartered a whole plane to fly students out for their tournament game.
Now, I'm going to leave that right there.
Yeah, you did it right there. You had
let me leave that right there. and let me get on my soapbox.
Oh,
they give you steaks. They give you ice cream. Now,
hold on. Let me stop there. They ain't giving you nothing. You see that $49,000.
See, that's why it's called Sippin on Sunday, because I knew you was going to catch that alley-oop. But here's my thing. And this is what kills me about black folks. So what you think the percentage of black students are at High Point? Less than 3%, probably.
Man, I would say 1.5%.
1.5, probably the basketball team. So this is what kills me. So y'all like shiny things, but I'm gonna tell you something. I done been all over the SWAC. I done been all over the MEAC, CIAA. And I'm gonna tell you this though. You can have your fancy steak, but I'm gonna tell you something. What is it? Fried Chicken Wednesday? Is that what it is now?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
On Jack State campus, FAMU Southern, the Plaza, the Set, the Hill. What y'all call it down the Southern where the folks hang out? I don't know what y'all. I've been down there on that too. But let me tell you something, so if you ever been on FAMU on the Set Friday, High Point ain't got nothing on Set Friday.
Hey, Southern got
pretty right now.
Southern got pretty Wednesdays.
Pretty Wednesday. So you can have your steaks and you can talk about the nice marble, but I tell you what, give me Pretty Wednesday down in Southern Baton Rouge. Give me a J Set of Dancing Dolls. Give me a girl from the School of Business Industry from FAMU. Give me them women from Howard. Give me my boys, I'm going to hang out. See, I'm sorry. You can have it, and it's $49,000. So I'm going to be 1%, and y'all bragging about that. And I'm going to say this again. So, and I've always said that in Dion, and again, I hate to do the Dion thing, but that Dion showed you how close we can be because of what we have. Because nobody, shout out to Catfish Friday. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying if I'm going to recruit against High Point, and I understand the NIL and all that, but I'm just saying, because what we were talking about, we want to be a mid-major, right? So you know you got to be part of the game. And I'm talking about schools that can put money together. And again, not no $2 million, but again, it's all relative. You're not going to tell me if I bring that guy on Jack State campus, Southern, Prairie View, Texas Southern, Alcorn, Alabama State, North Carolina A&T, that he will want to go to High Point. He would want to go to High Point. I don't, there's no way. I don't care what y'all say, because I have been on these campuses. We've all been in, and you know what's so funny? When you go to a campus like High Point, but it really is like a plantation. And the only black people you see, they be like, oh, you coming here? And they be working at the physical plant, stuff like that. No disrespect. And then they be looking at you all special and everything. But bruh, it is no way that you can't tell me that we can't recruit players like High Point. If we're committed, because I want to be clear. If we're committed and you see this fan stuff, so you're going to tell me that, and I'm going to ask the people in the chat, all y'all, and like I said, if you're Caucasian, it doesn't matter, but you're going to tell me the school you went to, if it's at its best, because we can be better, because this is what I'm talking about. We're making an investment into basketball, but everything else is even. You're going to tell me that you would send your son to High Point instead of Southern Jack State FAMU? Alcorn? Come on, man. Come on. So what'd you say? Used to be called a quad. Come on. What'd you say? You have to pair it to another liberal arts college. Nah, well, I get it. I'm comparing it to what we got. And all I'm saying is that these jokers in this chat was all, this is what's going on in North Carolina. They have all these rich millionaires and they're flying people. Okay, good. I get it. Howard got millionaires too. FAMU got millionaires. Y'all don't think FAMU don't have no millionaires? Come on, man. And this is why it just bothers me sometimes that we always think the white man's ice is colder when it comes to this, and we just concede. And I'm gonna do Deion. What did Deion say? Man, y'all wasn't even calling some of these players. And you know what you found out? They were interested, so.
Yep.
But we didn't even call them. And then guess what happened? Then Willard was like, well, shit, let me get on this train and start calling these guys. Guess what? So they start coming to FAMU. Going to war, you start seeing guys going to the NFL. So I'm just like, come on, man. It's just like, nobody, what is this? What did it say? Nobody black in the state talks about 10 right. See, listen, thank you. But, bro, some of your fellow Aggies was carrying that water for High Point. And I'm like, bro, are you crazy? And just what? And I'm gonna say something about this too. And okay, you know what the man said? How pretty the campus was, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Hamptons campus,
Gorgeous.
Have you ever been to Prairie View's campus? Gorgeous. Y'all are tripping. Yeah,
well, I told you, black people devalue black things.
You know, it's like, again, it is crazy, man. It is crazy when I sit back there and see this, and we sit back there and act like we can't compete. Again, I understand, man. You know me, I'm the first person to say that people not getting money and we getting cheated and give us our $2 billion. Because like I say, again, if Southern and Jackson State and Alcorn and Alabama State and A&T and FAMU and Tennessee got our $1 billion, we blow all these jokes out the water. But I'm just talking about, thank you. See, this is what I'm saying. The vibe. But listen, but I'm gonna tell you this, Dozo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't our basketball facilities better than our football facilities in most of our campuses?
Mm-hmm.
Would you not agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not gonna tell me the gyms we got, Alabama A&M, FAMU's,
Grambling, Southerns, Texas Southern.
You're not gonna tell me there's not no nice barns to play no basketball in.
I mean, we got the arenas, man.
Come on, man. You're not gonna tell me now. It ain't. Listen, I had to take a shot at Bethune. Now Bethune-Cookman still got that high school where they got where they can do.
Let me say this too, man. When we talk about basketball facilities, we don't keep it above, man. It's overrated. It's severely overrated because guess what? When you think of names, right? When we talk about the blue bloods of college basketball, okay, I'm gonna ring out one that rings true, right? And the greatest rivalry in basketball is Duke University. They got the Cameron crazies. It's Duke, right? Dude. Cameron Indoor Stadium holds 8,000 people.
And it's a hot box.
And if you go and look at it, I've seen it. It's literally exactly like Texas Southern Arena.
Right.
I'm so serious, bro. Like matter of fact, when you go see it, you will be disappointed because you'll think that it's bigger than what it is. It's not gonna overwhelm you. It's not this gigantic facility. It's not this, oh my God, it's not, man. It's not. You're gonna be severely let down. Matter of fact, if you turn around and you go look at North Carolina's Ding Dong, it makes Duke's arena look like Bethune-Cookman's.
Not even close, bro.
It really does. But Duke is a powerhouse. So we put way too much emphasis on facilities, bro. Like we really, really do. Man, last time I checked, man, the court is the same size and all of them. Same court size they got at Duke, they got the same court size at Valley. And I'm going to tell you, funny story, one of my all-time favorite basketball arenas is Tulane's.
Yeah.
First time I went when Lindsey Hunter shot in the three-point contest his senior year. My first time going there, I fell in love with it. It's very intimate.
Yeah.
Very nice arena. And guess who that arena puts you in the mind of? Valleys. Tulane's arena is just like Valleys. I kid you not. It's just like Valleys. But we put all this thing about, oh man, they got this huge arena. It does not matter, bro. The floor and the court and the goal is still the same. It's what you do on the court. We got to get out of that crap about facilities, man. Look, you got a weight room. Just because the basketball team might not have their own individual weight room, man, go work out with a football team work out. It's some nice ass equipment in there. So the thing is, bro, we got to focus on what we got and stop trying to sit there and say what we don't have. And they're successful because they have this. No, they're mostly successful because they got the better talent and they nurture the talent. It's not that they just got it. They develop and nurture the talent. We got to do the same thing. We got to develop what we got because Damian Lillard went to Weber State. Damian Lillard was not Damian Lillard when he got to damn Weber State. He developed there and became a damn stud.
Right.
We got to do the same thing. So to that point, man, we going to have to develop what we got, man, schedule better, and go out here and roll the ball out and do it and make the best man win. But we can't go out there undermanned and talking about going out here and playing, 8 ranked teams back to back to back to back to back. Duke is not doing that. North Carolina's not even doing that.
Right. So yeah, so I just want again, it just like I say, man, everybody got their own opinion. Shout out to those guys. But again, I have a different thought process. I've always been like that. Most of those guys to me are contrarian. And like I said, they know who they are. They can come on Sippin on Sunday. They got a problem with what I said. You know the phone number, you know where I'm at. Because I tell y'all the same thing in that chat that y'all be tripping. But anyway, my point of it is, man, it's just the opportunity. Because again, when you're looking at basketball and you look at schools that have allowed basketball to build their program, and I'm talking about bringing money in for fundraising, I'm talking about increasing enrollment and things like that. Again, didn't nobody know Gonzaga. You look at their enrollment from the time John Stockton went to that joint to now, whole different school. So I go back to that. I go back that far and remember how they roll it. Man, it is just crazy when you sit back there. And again, the opportunity, and I think that's again where strategically as ADs, and especially when you have schools, the bigger schools that have the ability to be good in basketball and football. Because there are certain schools that can do that. All our big schools, like I said, we all know the name schools. I have to reiterate it. But again, they should be able to be good. And like I say, in women's basketball, like I say, look again what women's basketball is doing. And like I say, and that is true. And like I say, it is all. And that's another thing too, which I think is important. I think what we're seeing when you're looking at the Nolan Smiths, the Kenny Blakeleys, Howard's women's coach, who's done an outstanding job, Don Thornton, people that have coached that are winning. You got to go and find these coaches and not just hire and make it an afterthought. Oh, well, let me just hire the guy because we just need a basketball coach. You need to put some thought into it, because if you put some thought, you will be amazed. Because again, it was so funny. Like I say, shout out to Patrick Query, he went to Grambling. But I remember when I got the phone call and said, hey, Steve, I think we can get Charlie Ward as our coach. And knowing who Charlie Ward was and what he meant, I said, we got to get him. I'll tell you this, people don't know Byron Scott won the job at FAMU. Now, the old heads would love that zone. They would love Byron Scott, all Lakers, stuff like that. But Charlie Ward, teacher, point guard, been around the AAU circuit. Look at what you got. So again, getting good coaches, investing in coaches. And again, you can go get you a $2 million check. Help the conference out. Absolutely. So that's just the thing about it. It's just the way it is, man. So I'm gonna move on because we got to talk about something that happened in the great state of Mississippi. Them white folks didn't want y'all down there to get that NIL zone. So we're gonna talk about that right there. I saw this. I said, wait a minute. Now they spent all that money for Trinidad Chambliss. They're gonna make that boy pay tax on that money. So this is what we got, so. And we gotta talk about this because so like I said, we were around the folks. You grew up around them. I grew up around. I went to high school with them, all them Ole Miss alums and Mississippi State alums, and how they was mad. And see, because when I was coming up, Mississippi State and Ole Miss was horrible. Alabama was beating them. LSU really wasn't good either. It was Florida and Alabama when good white folks were going up there. Tennessee was really good. But so this is what we have here. NIL tax exemption bill dies in Mississippi Senate. Legislation aimed at making Mississippi University more competitive in college athletics by exempting name, image, and likeness deals for student athletes from state income tax will not become law. So the controversial proposal garnered mixed reactions from the public, with sports fans arguing it would benefit the state schools and trackers contended that it's unfair to exclusively give tax breaks to one group, especially in an impoverished state like Mississippi. So it did pass the House, but it did not pass the Senate. So again, the bill was likely pointed to, and I always like to say, oh, Mississippi State, not like the other schools, don't play football and pay NIL too, but that's okay. Currently, 3 states with SEC members, Florida, Tennessee, and Texas, do not have state income tax. Another, Arkansas, recently preceded Mississippi in the effort, have been a successful one to safeguard NIL earnings. So this is the thing that your boy Jerry England and Van Cleef, Van Cleef used to have a good basketball team back in the day.
Yep.
Vandale Thomas, shout out to him. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah, Lawrence County.
Offered a different viewpoint for his house counterpart. The opinion is that offering special treatment to athletes, especially those set to strike 6-7-figure deals, while the rest of the workforce pays state income tax is bad policy. While I understand the House's intention of making our college and university more attractive to athletes during the NIL era, it is my opinion that we should not provide additional special treatment to these athletes while the rest of Mississippi continue to pay income tax. What you think about that, Zoe?
Steve, this is much ado about nothing. It really is. I don't even. They might as well should have given it to them, because the only thing that's going to happen. See, let me tell you something. This is Mississippi, right? All they're going to do is overpay them to compensate for the taxes coming out. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is much ado about nothing. Only thing about it is, if it doesn't happen, then guess what? The optics doesn't show it. But only thing they're going to do is, man, overcompensate for the taxes. That's all they're going to do. That's all they're going to do.
Yeah. They're going to give them a little bit extra.
They're going to overcompensate for the taxes.
And let's be clear, because I think I looked it up. I think, matter of fact, hold on, let me make sure, because I think people see, you know, man, it tickles me, man. A lot of people, as somebody, because I own a business, I'm very keen on what the tax rates are. And this is the thing about it. You know, what is it? So the state rate, which is dropping, and it's going to decrease. The state income tax rate is only 4%. It's only 4%. So basically, for every $100, you pay $4. You know what I'm saying? So $100,000, would you pay $400? You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's going to be life shattering, to your point, that it's going to make or break somebody if they're going to want to come to one of the schools in the state of Mississippi.
Nope.
And that's why, to your point, there's much do not. Now, I like the fact that, guys, I'm gonna tell you something. Every school in Florida, the first thing they say, we don't have any state income tax. We don't have any state income tax. Like, come on, man. We don't have any state income tax. It's like, come on. Like what are we talking about? Rocky said, what'd you say? Oh, yeah, on 100K, it's 4,000 on 100K. All right, there you go. So 100K, $4,000, 4%. There you go. So there you go. So you got 4K on 100,000. That ain't gonna make one difference. But I just saw that because I was really shocked, because you know how the white folks are down there in Mississippi. So when you know they getting a little taste, you know, they've been struggling so long against the Alabamas and the LSUs and Floridas and Georgias, and they got a little taste of it, so they got a little taste of it. So you know, it just, man, I just found it shocking. But you know, when I saw it, I was just like, ain't gonna make no big deal. But I you know, Ole Miss alums are funny to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because they have tried forever to hold on to that foolish tradition, but they know they need those black players, and that's why they pay Trinidad Chambers all that money, and they overpay. Because one thing about Ole Miss, I heard they overpay. You get NIL for Ole Miss, you get it. So that's just the thing. So
they both do.
Now, Zoe, we talked about this. I think this is one of the first shows we did. Tuskegee's basketball coach, when they played Morehouse, got arrested, handcuffed.
Yep.
But so your boy, listen, he know a few people. So guess what's about to happen? Your boy is getting ready to sue him, and he gonna tell you how much about to sue him for.
$1 million.
$1 million. So we're getting ready to play this right here and talk about this on the other side. Make sure we got that nice big.
On January the 31st, an injustice happened. And as a great man once said from Morehouse College, an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Wait a minute. Okay, you saw that shade right there, right, Zoe? You heard that shade, right? You heard that shade.
Morehouse man.
So you're already starting off with the shade. Just want to point that out right there. And if y'all don't know who made that quote, then you really need to get your Black History together. But
we're going to remix that. An injustice on Morehouse's campus is a threat to justice everywhere.
True. I promised my seniors a ring, and one of 15 teams to make it to the conference championship. We won this quarterfinal game by 17, semifinal game by 17. We were playing good basketball. We're winning the game. It's immediate timeout. I'm in the huddle, and I see my team just kind of losing. they're demonstrative, they're looking up at something. And me being a naive coach, I'm just trying to coach them. Hey, calm down, relax, okay. So they're going to whoop them using profanity towards his players, his staff, and some of the female managers that was on the bench. At that time, Coach Taylor did what anybody would do to protect his team. He goes over to the scores table and say, hey, y'all need to deal with this. Y'all need to address this. All right? Mm-hmm. We want to make sure we have a safe environment and a collegiate environment.
So I'm going to read this real quick, and then we're going to talk about this, because this right here, boy, is wild to me. So you got, again, Tuskegee men's basketball coach Benji Taylor filed a federal civil lawsuit Friday seeking $1 million in damages from rival Morehouse College and 2 campus cops who detained him after disturbance during the post-game handshake. Taylor, who was not charged with a crime, said in the lawsuit he was handcuffed by Morehouse campus officer and marched off the court of Forbes Arena January 3rd for abs. He was the most wanted individual. As a result, and I love when your lawyers write this, Taylor has endured physical damages, emotional distress, and financial losses, states the lawsuit, which was filed in U.S. District Court, North District of Georgia, Atlanta Division. It names defendants at Morehouse College and the 2 officers, R. Clark and N. Robinson. Taylor said at the press conference announced a lawsuit that he feared he won't be remembered for the years he devoted to coaching college basketball. Your boy laid it on thick there. So what you think about that? 1 million. And listen, bro, if you them cops, might not have no job no more. What you think about this, though?
I mean, I got up and I like it. You know, I like it. I like it all. I like it a lot, man. It's just due. I would do the same damn thing. I really, really would, man. The cop, if I go back to the video, man, the cop was overzealous. It was unnecessary. It was shameful. It was embarrassing, all because of ego. It's the weakest thing on this planet is the male ego, and his ego got in the way, and he wanted to put old boy in his place when he literally was trying to help him do his job, regardless of saying, "Hey, you got football players coming on the court harassing my players. Do what you need to do for these players." And again, I wanted to show that I'm in authority. He was way out of pocket, so I would have done the same thing. And honestly, I think he asked for too much because pretty much treating that $1 million like it's a negotiating plea. We start there and work our way down. Like, hell no. Nah. I want millions. I want some money. I'm suing for more.
So you would have hit him with the quick $2 million right off the rip.
Okay. Rocky, you say he wasn't arrested. He was put in handcuffs. Same deal. Same deal.
We talked about, I don't know who this was. I think this was Vaughn was on our show, Vaughn Wilson. Shout out to Vaughn Wilson, my big brother, stuff like this. Listen, when you black and you put in handcuffs, you arrested. I don't want to hear nothing about that. They ain't no when you put us in handcuffs, we don't want to hear that. So they don't put white folks in handcuffs. So arrested, not being let me tell you something. You might not be charged, but in where I'm from, you're arrested. Hey man, you see Steve, they got the handcuff. Steve got arrested.
Yeah.
You know, come on, man. So no, we ain't talking about that. Man, but here's my thing, right? And this is where Morehouse, bro. And again, athletic director, anybody should have ran out there. No, Rocky one. I tell you what, Rocky. This is what I'm gonna say this to you. We see a video and the police had the handcuffs on you. What y'all think we gonna say? So we see him, man, dog. Boy, they arrested Rocky, boy. I don't know what he did, so but I see the cuffs on him, boy. Let me call his wife. So, bro, that's the way that works, bro. We calling somebody, bro, and we ain't gonna leave. Just to let you know, bro. We ain't gonna leave to him.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna leave you hanging. But I'm just gonna tell you, we call and say you arrested. We calling Coach Cole. We calling everybody. But no, man. But what the thing about it is this, and again, whatever money, because he gonna get some money. Because them boys that he got his lawyers, on my boys like, oh yeah, he got them for to go get money. You know?
I don't blame him.
So they gonna so like you say, he might not get that $1 million, but he getting 6 figures.
Yeah.
And he gonna get a nice apology. And unfortunately, I can't see how those cops, I mean, you know, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't want anybody to lose their job. Again, like you said, I think that was a big mistake. I don't want anybody to lose their job, but bro, you just can't do that. And I'm gonna say this too. Listen, we have law enforcement people that watch this show, have law enforcement in my family and stuff like that. Bruh, I understand y'all got a difficult job, but you got to understand the optics of some things. Yep. You got to understand the optics. And I'm sorry, that's the life that we all live. when we're black and stuff like that. So, hey, to the black police officers, man, don't go for all that, man. Try to talk that thing down. Not be quick to pull out the handcuffs. Now, again, if it's for your life or safety, hey, be safe. I always want you to be safe. But sometimes policemen, and we've seen, like I say, the video down in Texas, where we see the escalation happens when it don't even need to happen and things like that, man. So that's the thing about that. That is the thing about that. Now, Zoe, moving on. Because, Zoe, we have people from Southern watching the show. Zoe sipping on Sunday, sipping on a little that simply fresh.
I just finished my cut water.
Cut water. Shout out. Because what you're watching Mr. Camel Zoe sipping on Sundays on the Off Script Network, on the Rocky Miller channel, home on HBCU Coach's Corner, bringing it to you on Sunday, talking about everything that's going on that happened the past week, man. Two brothers from North Jackson just doing it. Jack State alum, FAMU alum. My man, Zoe Phillips, my little brother, Rocket with Zoe. People from Southern, man, they was talking about their coach. So, so I'm interested in this. So here's a couple of things that their coach, Marshall Faulk, he had to let them folks know what he's doing. So we're going to play this. And Marshall Faulk is going to let y'all know what he been doing, though. Because, folks say he ain't been wearing the gear. And they don't know where he been at. Practices started. But my man, listen, Marshall Faulk, shout out to Marshall Faulk. He said, listen, let me tell y'all what I got going on. This is Marshall Faulk getting interviewed. They just started practice. And this is what Marshall Faulk said.
I've been around here, man. It's like when I'm not here, I'm out trying to fundraise and do things to bring notoriety and attention to Southern, to have players and coaches wanting their kids to come here. And when I'm here, I'm just here. Like I'm born and raised in Louisiana. I'm 50 minutes from New Orleans. Baton Rouge has it's a little different in an aspect, but
a little different.
Same people. We're the same people. We love hard. We're big on hospitality and respect.
Now, Zoe, I'm gonna show you something else. But so he had the SU hat on. Shout out to that Columbia movie. He had the old school Jaguar with the hat on. He said, Zoe, he's out there fundraising. He said, if y'all don't see me, I'm out here working. So do you think this is going to quiet the Jaguar Nation down and get off that man back because now he finally got a hat on his head?
Nope.
Adrian Crook said he's been working. So you don't think listen, they asked for him, the man had a hat on his head. They said they wanted to see the hat. The man got the SU hat. Now, so I'm going to tell you what. Coach Faulk, he worked for a certain guy that knows how to do media. So something else that coaches are set up. So, but check this out. Coach Faulk say, listen, we about to show y'all a little something. So this is your boy, and we ain't gonna play this long because it's long, but I'm just going, this your boy, Marshall Faulk. He ain't forget well off, so he got Faulk media.
It's the remix, man. I see we just try to do what we saw somebody else do, right? We just doing what we saw somebody else do.
So we're gonna play the first minute just to see how your boy start off with Faulk media. He say, hey, listen, Dan probably say, you got to have your guy following you around. And you turn that thing, you turn that thing into a documentary. You can turn that thing into a documentary. So hey, Southern, so be ready for the Faulk experience is coming. So this is your boy Marshall Faulk. And he got his YouTube channel. So go sign up and watch it. And Southern's first spring practice, the Coach Faulk era starts now. So this is your boy.
This is how we're going to win. We're going to win with these guys right here. Obviously, we'll have some other people coming to fall, some guys that can't be here right now, that's not here right now. But for the most part, you guys are. This is the brotherhood right here. All right, look around, get to know your teammates, and understand exactly what we are here to do.
What you got to say, dog?
Huh?
What you got to say?
This first day we own that. I'm telling you.
So this looks mad familiar. I'm just telling you.
Yep.
I don't know where I've seen this before.
It's all the way structured. I'm trying to tell you.
I can tell you where I've seen it before.
I just can't. Is something letting me know I've seen this before?
Yeah, man, it's like about 125 miles up 55 north.
I'm moving a little bit up. And this is, like I say, 7 minutes long. You know, like I say, got Faulk media out here with the young boys out there say they ready to play. Okay, everybody must be watching now because I ain't got it on. Probably gonna play a commercial watch. I got high speed internet. What's going on there? There you go. They showing the plays though. And what they gonna do against Jack State? Yeah. And what they gonna do against FAMU? Boy, they gonna take it to the house. They say they ready, so got that practice going. No, wait, here you go. Watch this, though. Little pitch play. Little pitch play. Man, listen. Hold on, let me move a little bit. Oh, wait, this was a good one right here. DBs.
Outside, too.
No, wait a minute. No, let me see. Is this the one? Let me see this. I might need to go back because little DBs out there doing their thing. But I think, let me see. Because one of the guys got the board. No, that wasn't it. Well, we've seen that before for Southern. Then this is your boy Faulk real quick. And then this last thing we're going to play right here.
We're trying to stack good days of practice. Inside move. You feel? Listen, overall, here's what we're doing. We're trying to stack good days of practice. That's what we're trying to do. And every day that we come out here, not only are we trying to get better, we're trying to stack good day after good day after good day. And then there's going to come a time we're going to get ready to line up. You're going to be like, I'm ready. That's what this is. Every time you take this field, that's what we're trying to do. Collectively, we're trying to not just get better, but make each other better. By doing what? Competing. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to compete. Every time we come out here, when we're going against somebody else, we're competing against a person. When we're doing the drill ourselves, we're competing against ourselves. That's what we're doing. And every day you come out here, you got to try to get better. And you got to ask yourself, whether you think so right now, if you feel like, hey, you know what, I got better. When you watch the film don't lie. The film don't lie. So we're going to grade you. You grade you. We're going to continue to get better as a team. That's what we're going to do. All right? Yes, sir.
So, Zoe, you got your boy, Marshall Faulk. He gave, we talked about blueprints on the show. Remember that we talked about blueprints?
Mm-hmm.
Your boy Prime gave Coach Faulk the blueprint. Saw the inspirational speech. You saw the interaction with the players.
They set up a template, didn't
everybody was matching, Zoe. They had the gold and then they had the blue.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, man, listen. I think your boy, hey, listen, he said you out there raising money. Come on, man. What you think, Zoe? What you think?
Well, two things could be true. You got to raise the money. They should be able to raise money with a Southern hat on, a Southern shirt on. Literally all of what we're saying. But there's water under the bridge now. But, I'm down with all of it, to be honest with you, Steve. I'm down with all of it.
Hey, man, listen, I'm going to tell you this. We are in an age where people want to see this content, right? I'm going to give Coach Faulk, I think it's smart. I think it's smart that he's doing this. People from Southern are excited about his hire. They said it was going to be Prime 2.0. That's what they said. We didn't say it. Going to be Prime 2.0. So, kind of like those things. So, man, we going to see, man. Now, the thing about what I'm curious about, and last I checked, Southern only had 2 quarterbacks, and that's going to be interesting. Who's going to be the starting quarterback for Southern and what they're going to do. But, hey, man, he said he raising money. So, hey, Southern people, man, get off your boy, man. He got his hat on. Y'all can go watch his videos. He all in the videos. He got his coach and stuff like that. Yep. Todd Light. Shout out Todd Light. And like I say, man, hey, listen, I was looking at them stats with them quarterback. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I think y'all got to work on that. So he said, so we still not, no, Lord, use the locker room as a stadium. Okay. There you go. I hear y'all, Southern. I hear you. But, Zoe, I tell you this, man. Football season is going to be interesting.
Yes, sir.
Football. Hey, listen. Hey, Jeffrey, me and Zoe talked about this. This is what and we're gonna, and me and Zoe gonna come back and we're gonna do the Coach Vic. We're gonna do the wrap up. We had a lot of things, especially with basketball. We're gonna do those last 2 episodes probably next week, stuff like that. We haven't forgot about Coach Vic because it's things that happened that we want to talk about. But just overall, though, just seeing how this all went down and everything, man. I'm just like, man, come on, bro. What are we doing? What are we doing? But hey, man, I'm glad. You know what I mean? Because people want to see this content. Again, this helps bring people, the casual fan in. You can make some money off your YouTube channel. So, man, y'all go over there and sign up for Coach Faulk's YouTube and stuff like that. And Coach Faulk, go on to give Perry that interview, man. Go on to come on that Jaguar Journal and give Perry, because Perry loves, on that Saturday morning. Shout out to Jaguar Journal Saturday morning. Perry White, friend of the show, off script channel and everything. You know that and everything. So, listen, got a couple of things, and then we're going to, hey, listen, man, I'm going to drop the StreamYard link because, man, of course, we're going to get those phone lines. I'm going to work with Rocky to get the phone lines up. But if you got anything you want to talk about before we get up out of here. But, Zoe, I saw this, and again, very happy about this. Several HBCU players, a lot of Jack State players, are going to another combine, an NFL showcase. And I'm going to show the Jack State players first, and then I'm going to show the overall list. And I'm going to talk about, as they say, being in the room. And I don't think a lot of people know about this showcase and why this is important. And also, once again, we know who set it up. So let's talk about it. So I'm going to no, hold on one second. That's not it. It's the Jack State guys. Pulling up now. So this is a Jack State and Alcorn guys that are going to the showcase. And I'm going to share that screen. And so a couple of guys, I'm just curious to, get your point of view about what you think is going to happen. Here we go. So this is Jack State guys first, and then we're going to just look at the overall. So you got Jacoby Morgan, Ontario Davenport, Quincy Ivory, Reed Pullum, and DeAndre Towns, Jeremiah Williams, and Jacorian Sewell from Alcorn. So they're going up there March 28th to 30. What do you think is going to happen? How important this is for these young men?
Well, I mean, it's very important. I mean, the fact that you got another opportunity to showcase what you got, even more so for Jacoby and not being in the celebration. I'm sorry, not being in the Legacy Bowl, and not having the opportunity for this particular showcase to show what he can. And man, look, it's a job interview. Anytime you got interested parties that you can showcase something to where you can get picked up and get you a job, in the field of being a professional athlete, you can't lose. You know what I'm saying? You can't lose. Put your best foot forward. But Jacoby ain't going. Davenport at running back. Quincy Ivory. These are some good names of JSU players. Like Jeremiah Williams had made good waves in the Legacy Bowl. DeAndre Towns blew the O-lineman. But Reed coming in linebacker and Quincy coming in pass rusher to, show that he can put his hand in the dirt and get after the quarterback. Anytime you can go to any showcase, Steve, I don't care what it is, and you can interview for a job, man, go out there and do your best job on it.
Yeah, I'm super excited for these young men. We're going to show the other group of guys that are going to be coming in and stuff like that. And shout out to Steve Weiss, man. We're going to have him on the show. I talked to him at the Celebration Bowl. He said he's going to come on and holler at us and stuff like that. Howard alum. But, like I said, we're going to bring everybody on. Steve, like I say, text him back and forth. So, again, this is the full list and what we're playing. So, again, got guys from other schools. Let me shut that down. There we go. So, we got the kid Abner for Alabama A&M, Curtis Allen, Virginia Union. Watkins, quarterback for South Carolina State. Noah Biden, shout out Noah Biden, who started out in the SWAC. Bruce Eugene, protege, Edwin Waters. Andrew Brown, North Carolina A&T. Let me make sure everybody can see it. Yep, they can. Grambling, Bryce Cage, played well. Desmond Daniels, Alabama State. We talked about Davenport. Charles Davis, a tackle from Florida A&M. Carlos Donovan, defensive back Morehouse. Texas Southern, Charles George. Kelby Givens. I like this fact. Kelby Givens, Southern. Ashton Grable, man. Ashton Grable has done well for FAMU. And then let's see here. I think they should have the next group of guys. And this is this is the whole list. Same guys. Well, just a couple other guys look like. He got Quincy Ivory, we talked about, Morgan, And Prairie View Cam Peters, the guy that we know saw well. Jack State definitely knows that guy. Chris Mosley, North Carolina Central will be there. Reed Pullen, we talked about that. Trevor Randall, DB, played well. Prairie View. Tony Roundtree, defensive tackle, Savannah State. Again, Sewell, we talked about. Sharp, I saw this kid playing A&T. Cameron Smith, Alabama State. My guy, Jordan Smith, who I said was going to make the big plays. South Carolina State. Chauncey Spikes, North Carolina Central. Tennessee State, James Stewart. We saw him blow it up at the Legacy Bowl. Ward, Hampton, Gerard Washington, defensive back, South Carolina State. Antoine Watts, defensive back. Ronnie West, defensive back, and Jeremiah Williams. Here was the thing that I wanted to share, and this is what I think is so important. This right here. It's going to be held March 30th at the Commander's facility. You know who had everything to do with that? Doug Williams.
Yep.
Doug, shout out for Doug Williams. And this is the thing, man, for a lot of players. I know y'all watch these various shows. Doug Williams has put this thing on his back to give you guys an opportunity. Man, come up there and be prepared, brothers. Come up there and be prepared to show up and show out. Because like he talked about it in the interview, so we talked about this on the show. He was disappointed the last couple of years of the effort and performance of the Legacy Bowl. He was super excited. And shout out to the young men and coaches who understood the assignment. Oh, look like Zoe, we just lost Zoe. He'll be right back. But that showed up and showed out and everything, man. But I am super excited that these young men are going to get another opportunity, because I'm going to keep saying this again, man. All you need is one scout to see you and say, you know what, let me bring you in. Let me work you out again. Let me show you. So I want these guys to be super prepared, super ready to go. And it's really important, man, like I say, and the amount of players that he's bringing in, like 5 or 6 guys. So I really think that's really important. And shout out to Doug Williams again. Big interview that we had with Doug Williams, HBCU Coaches Corner. Shout out to Coach Cole who put that together. And maybe we need to have Doug on to talk about this and how important it is and what does he see for some of these players and why this is important. And shout out to the Commanders, because, man, you're going to see some guys up close and personal that you might say, you know what, this is a guy we can get in the later rounds. This might be a guy that we can get on as a priority free agent that other teams, because they're not putting in the effort, other teams are not bringing it in. So I'm super excited about this, man. And what do you guys think? Hey, man, so once again, hey, it is Mr. Campbell. Zoe's going to come back, probably dropped off because maybe something died. But Sipping on Sundays, on a Sunday, me and Zoe Phillips shouting out on Off Script channel, on the HBCU Coaches Corner. Going to drop the link, man. You know, got something to say, talk about your team, what happened, what do you think about what happened during the tournament with our HBCU basketball team, man. Come on up, talk to your boy and everything, man. We'll see if Zoe comes back on. Hopefully, if not, then like I said, man, you know, we go ahead and shut it down. But yeah, tell me, guys, what do you guys think? And listen, what do you say? What my boy say? I'm gonna call Florida. We're gonna make it happen. Yeah, there you go. Call him. And hey, shout out to Big Dog 5160. That is the fact they have to do their best. Cleveland Brown need a left tackles, wide receivers. Absolutely, man. It's a lot of kids here that have NFL ability, man. Again, talk about when they get drafted and things like that, man. Bottom line is get on a team. Get on a team. Get a check, play. You've seen HBCU guys that have gotten on. Look at Jacoby Durant, came to the Cowboys, got him a nice check, left the Rams, did well, came to the Cowboys, tax-free, in-state income tax. They needed defensive backs. You know, Marquette Smith from FAMU is there. James Houston's down there at the Cowboys. And, you know, a lot of HBCU players for the Cowboys and stuff like that, man. A lot of opportunities that we see. Oh, here you go. Hey, there he is.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Campbell? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. This is Rocky Miller.
Hey, what's up?
Rocky Miller channel, HBCU Coaches Corner. Rocky, what's going on? What you think about this, brother?
Hey, man, I thought this, you know, first off, I want to thank you guys for giving us something to do on Sunday, man. Y'all stepping into space and giving us content on Sunday where it's scarce around here right now with HBCU content, man. Actually, I want to always let everybody know, man, this is a prime opportunity for somebody in the space to step up and do something creative and inspirational and just, you know, fill the void that we all know has been created by Alabama State, Alabama A&M rep. You know, they hired the most creative, the most impactful content creator in the space, And so therefore there's a void. There's no midday impromptu streams. There's nobody stirring up the pot. You know what I mean? And so if you're a content creator out there and you want to make a name for yourself in this space, man, don't you think there's prime opportunity, Mr. Campbell?
Well, I'm gonna say this in the great words of my son: if you can do it, try it, but it ain't easy.
No.
You make another hole, make it. So, like I said, man, listen, like you say, man, it's opportunities out there, man. Listen, we're here, man. HBCU coaches calling me and Rocky, man. Listen, we gonna keep things alive, man. Sipping on Sunday, me and Zoe Phillips, man. All we want to do is, man, just have a good time. And for all those other people, man, hey, do what you got to do. But man, guess what, Rocky? We gonna be here on Sundays, me and Zoe. Hey, you joining on. But but super excited. And like I say, happy that Scotty used the opportunity with his talent to be down there at Alabama A&M. I just want to stay out of trouble and keep his job. That's all I care about. Absolutely.
Hey. Somebody always got to tell me, stop glazing. Was I glazing or was I telling the truth? You know what I'm saying? Was I glazing or was I telling the truth? Now y'all can decide. I'm not making up things. I just stated the obvious, something that everybody knows. But this is what I wanted to say: the Marshall Faulk thing, right?
Yeah,
Marshall Faulk thing, right? Mr. Campbell, do you think this was the content creation piece was something that he was strategically trying to get together, or was this a response to what the noise has been about in the Southern ecosystem?
I'm gonna say both. I think it was both, because I think it's smart for him to do it, and I think again, listen, them Southern folks is loud, bro. They carry drums and tambourines and trumpets in the back of their trunks. They make noise down there in Southern. You know what I'm saying? So again, when you're hearing it, and again, there's a very passionate fan base. He's a named person, and man, this just goes with anything, man. Again, I don't think it's a negative. It's just what it is, man. If you part of us, represent us. For us, by us, and I think that's what people wanted. So I think it's good that he's doing it. I think you're going to see some things, far as his coaching style. You already kind of see it. He said, "Hey, man, he didn't drop none of that. Hey, I got my own luggage coming as Louis. He didn't drop none of that. He said the guys that are here, that's what we got, and we're gonna work with them." And I like that he said that.
Well, I see. Here's my problem with it, right? If you're going to do it, if you're going to get in the media space and you're going to have a name like Marshall Faulk and you're going to do it, to me, it got to be some I believe. It got to be some we coming. It got to be some.
You need a tagline?
Not okay. The tagline is just a description of what the person believes the program is going to be. He almost talked like, I hate to hear we gonna try to do this, we gonna stack, it's a very it's almost like he trying to lower expectations. Is it some of that going on to you?
Well, listen, Southern was 2-10. He started late. If I'm him, I'm lowering the expectation all the way down. Because listen, we've been watching Sippin on Sundays, me and Zoe Phillips on Sundays, sometimes on a Monday. We've been watching that Mike Vick documentary. Bro, that's been rough.
Yeah.
You've seen all the sores and all the warts. And them folks came in there and they figured they were gonna do it. And then Deshaun Jackson was right up the road and did it. And then, like I say, you talking about now, fam, you got a new coach that won championships, won a championship, played in the league, T-Jack right there. You know what I'm saying? Jack State ain't going nowhere. Hey, Andrew Body coming back. So, man, listen, if I'm Marshall, I think you do exactly what you do. Listen, this is who we got. We're going to stack days. We're going to keep getting good. Because Marshall Faulk, again, I think what people don't understand, while he was an exciting player, he was a technically sound player. He could run routes. Of course, he was outstanding running the ball. He could block. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of his personality. So for me, I'm not making that big grandiose. We about to win the West.
So let me ask you this here, Steve. So if that's all he's gonna do, why did they pay him $400,000?
Well, okay. He just told you. First of all, he said he's out fundraising. He's out fundraising. People know the name. He's recruiting. Now, Southern people could tell me how they feel about the recruiting, but I did see names coming across, and I guess they feel comfortable with it. He brought in a staff of NFL players. Now, we'll see what, can they coach? But, hey, man, I've always been a fan of Todd Light. I knew he was a sound guy at Notre Dame, and stuff like that. So, me personally, I think that's why they brought him in, man. Everybody can't be Dion. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't think everybody knew that Tremaine Jackson was Tremaine Jackson until Tremaine Jackson became Tremaine Jackson.
Well, and that's a good segue to my next point is Tremaine Jackson, when he got the job, he didn't tiptoe into it though. You understand what he said? He said the first press conference, he said when we come off this hill, they better be ready. That's what he's saying.
All right, I'm gonna play the Southern side of this. But don't you think, Prairie View people don't get mad because we ain't about to have this argument. Don't you think that was a little bit because of past history that he wanted to instill confidence right off the rip? But when you're Southern, you really don't have to do that because you have been in the mix. You have won the West. You are Southern, and I'm talking about for Southern's mind. You know what I'm saying?
So Mr. Campbell, I depend on you for a lot for putting things that we see now in its proper context, right? And you said something to me that had me staring at the ceiling fan the other night after you said it. Like, I really couldn't fathom it once you said it.
Uh-oh.
And this is what you said.
Something thought-provoking?
And I had to put it in context, something that shook me. You said Southern ain't never played in the Celebration Bowl.
They have not.
Coach, and what I believe Southern to be,
right,
is from what I believe them to be, knowing my sister Cynthia, who's a Southern alum, 19.
A lovely person. Met her.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And also what they believe they are, right? What I put it like this: I'm not gonna even say what they believe they are. I'm talking about for what they know they are.
Right.
I can't even fathom that a school with Southern's reputation, pride, support, history has never played in a Celebration Bowl.
Yeah.
Is there any Southernites can make this make sense to me as someone who's just now coming into the space? And because if you try to explain it, Mr. Campbell, it's gonna sound like hate. I'm just telling you, if you try to explain why they ain't played in the Celebration Bowl, we know how this goes, right? We know how this goes. But as Southernites, can you explain why you hadn't been in the Celebration Bowl? Can you make sense of this? Can you rationalize this? Because when this was said to me, it shook me, considering I've heard about the folklore and history of Southern literally my entire life.
Right. Keep it up, fam. All right, now listen. Be succinct, make your point, because we ain't gonna be on all night. So we're gonna give you a point. So appreciate your brother joining. What you got?
All right. Try to make this as quick as possible.
Because we got you on time.
Everyone knows for the most part that HBCU leadership is horrible. But Southern's leadership is the worst of the worst. They have a history of making bad decisions. Their coaching tree over the last couple of years is proof of that. That's why they never played in the Celebration Bowl. It was not the leadership, but it was one of their boosters, their highest paid boosters, a multimillionaire, rich guy, that called for the hire of Marshall Faulk, because remember, he was supposed to have been a choice a couple of years ago, and they declined for somebody else. So they didn't even want Marshall Faulk at first, But then over the history of their bad decision making, then they decide to, well, not necessarily leadership, but the booster decided, okay, he said, okay, y'all did what y'all wanted to do. Now let me do what I want to do, and let's see what the results will come from this. Safe to say that they're 4 years away from a Celebration Bowl. In between now and 4 years, Southern will play for the Celebration Bowl trophy. Guaranteed that fact or your money back.
Oh, wait.
Because of one decision
wait a minute.
that they could have made. Go ahead.
So you said in the next 4 years that Southern
Correct.
is going to play in the Celebration Bowl.
Correct. Because I've seen this movie before. It's called Tennessee State.
Okay.
And Coach Eddie George.
Okay.
All right. You're talking about a head coach. You're talking about somebody with no experience.
Keep it up. Can I say something?
Go
Keep
ahead.
it up. Because I only been here 5 years, and Southern been through 4 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me they're gonna have patience with Marshall Faulk that they haven't had with any other coach that they've had since I've been watching the SWAC ever since the spring of 2001.
I can't guarantee that, and the reason being is because, again, HBCU leadership is horrible. Southern being one of the worst of the worst, though, they're just stuck in their ways about certain things. I'm not saying they're going to give him 4 years. I'm saying that I can guarantee if they do give him 4 years, they will see a Celebration Bowl appearance. I'm not saying that they're going to win, but they will see a Celebration Bowl appearance within 4 years. This is a figurehead that you're paying 6 figures for, somewhere around in the mark of in between, I want to say 400 to 600K, I believe, a year.
Right.
Okay. You don't pay a coach that amount of money unless you're willing to give him some type of leniency when it comes to time, because it's just like trading options, right? The more you pay on the extended leave of your contract, in other words, the more you pay further out on your contract, the more you give yourself time, right, to not go into something called theta decay. You get what I'm going? Because if you just pay for a week contract or for a day contract, your contract can expire worthless and you won't receive anything. So saying that to say that if you put your money where you think you're going to receive some type of return into, it's best to always extend your time. They didn't pay this man $400K and $600K for 2 years. That don't make no sense because he doesn't have any real coaching experience outside of the University of Colorado. Safe to say, they got their guy. They finally made one right decision within 4 or 5 years. So they will see a Celebration Bowl if they're willing, right, to give this man 4 years because he's going to need time. I'm not saying that.
Campbell, he done been on here 5 minutes and added a caveat.
I was going to let him close it up. So, fam, we appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot. Now, I'll go let him close it up. Hey, listen, man. Okay, first of all, just real quick, just to let y'all guys know, in the MEAC, when it was the Heritage Bowl, the MEAC champion went to the playoffs. So just to let y'all know, the best team from the MEAC didn't go to the Heritage Bowl during those years. Just to let y'all know that. I want y'all to understand. That's history. But back to my man. Now, my man said, let's chop this up for a second. My man said in 4 years, Southern is going to be in the Celebration Bowl.
Which means they're going to be the SWAC champ.
SWAC champ. And because they paid him so much money, that's the reason why. And look at Eddie George. Now, he didn't tell me about no recruiting. He didn't tell me nothing about no coaching. He didn't say that. I just feel he just said because they paid him that amount of money and they're going to give him leeway. That sounds like Michael Vick all over again.
You know, I wasn't thinking that when he said that. I was thinking a little something else. And maybe I was being more optimistic because what I was thinking about was he's going to win because he's Marshall Faulk.
Right.
And the way that Prime won because Prime won because he had a great plan. I'm going to be honest with you. If you just break Prime's plan down when he came into Jackson State, he had a good plan. He had a good plan. From the coaches that he hired, from the corporate partnerships that he acquired while he was there. Wouldn't you say Prime had a good plan?
Well, Prime also had a good plan. And he also had a good biological clock because his son just happened to graduate high school when he got to go. So I'm just gonna say that did have a little something to do with it because I'm just saying Shadur Sanders as quarterback.
So
you gotta help that.
You are in alignment with a guy that that's just as knowledgeable about you about SWAC football. A guy named Reggie Flood, and he said the most impactful, the biggest decision that Prime made was being able to shoot an all-star quarterback out his nutsack. Like that was that's what allowed him to win the SWAC more than anything, more than any hire, more than anything that he did as a coach. The fact that he fathered a top-notch quarterback is what enabled him to go undefeated in the SWAC for 2 years. Now I think it was that was a factor, but I don't think if he has the corporate partnerships, I don't think if he has the coaching staff, I don't think it's just one thing, Steve. I think it was a good plan as well. But I understand how you could come to that conclusion, considering how important SWAC quarterback play has been historically. I understand why you say that.
I will say this. So here's the thing, man. And I guess when Marshall Faulk, the problem is he's an unknown entity, right? We don't know because he didn't come in. And like I said, I want to be clear. I don't know the recruits. I'm not saying they're not good recruits, but like with Deion came with big bang recruits. You know what I'm saying? Big bang recruits. Guys
Absolutely.
that played on a high level. Bringing guys from Florida, bringing guys from
Memphis,
Tennessee, Memphis State, you know what I'm saying? Missouri, Aubrey Miller, you know what I'm saying? He brought, and then of course Shadur, who had been set up to play quarterback his whole life. And you put all that together, man. And then with Jackson State being Jackson State, they already had talent on that team. It was a lot of talent on that team. They just weren't coached up. So then you come and then you get the quarterback, and then there you go. So no, that's the thing about it. And that's what I just said earlier. Southern got two quarterbacks. I don't know if those guys, again, maybe they can bring a guy in, after this spring, because I know you still can bring guys in. And I know they'll probably still, I guarantee they'll still be looking for a quarterback. But for Southern, and this is where, I want Southern to be good. Southern should not be 2-10. That's because, like I say, I want them to be good just so I can see them in Prairie View, because I know for a fact Southern people hate that Prairie View doing all that talk. Prairie View folks are talking, Rocky. You know that. They talking.
Hey, they got their chatterbox wide open. You hear me?
I don't know. I don't know somebody, and I might have to give Crook. I love you, but I don't like you, but I love you. But I think Crook said that. Bro, y'all on a 1-game winning streak. We beat y'all like 14 years in a row.
Now,
so crazy. Something crazy. Crook said I had to give credit. You know what I'm saying? Them boys on a 1-game winning streak, they act like they're on a 10-game winning streak. But I respect it.
Let me ask Crook. Maybe Crook can put a comment in here that makes it make sense to me. Is that Crook? When you hear someone say, Southern University, these Southern University Jaguars have never played in the Celebration Bowl, which means they haven't won the SWAC in the Celebration Bowl era. What is that, as a Southernite, what does that mean? And how do you rationalize that? And we know all the, you've been in the championship game several times, hadn't won this, that, and other. I get that. I get that. My point is saying is, how do you, as a Southernite, how does that settle with you? Because I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, and when they tell me that we hadn't been to the NFC Championship game since 1996, that hurts. That hurts. Like it don't even.
That's long. That's 30 years though, bro.
That hurts. Like it don't even. I can't even. I try not to think about that. When they think about that, that hurts. Anyway. But my point is, my point is saying that is, as a Southernite, it's still relatively new.
Yeah.
That's how you rationalize by saying it's still relatively new.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, and I think again the Celebration Bowl.
How long has FAMU been in the SWAC?
Oh well, listen. All I got to say is we were the second SWAC school to win the Celebration Bowl. Let me just say that real quick. We had been in there. We got in there our third year in the SWAC. We won it, but we FAMU though. That's different. But here's the thing, and when you got Jackson State, Grambling, and their actual rivals, right? Southern will say they're actual rivals who actually have won it and have been multiple times. And then you got Prairie View who ruined their homecoming and went, bro, hey, listen, you got to feel some kind of way if you Southern. You got to. And Southern people, and like I say, that's why they put the money up. Again, that's why your boy say he out there fundraising. That's why he got his well.
How many times has Alcorn been in the Celebration Bowl?
3.
How many times has Jackson State been in the Celebration Bowl?
3.
FAMU went once.
Grambling went twice.
So let's be honest about this. The Celebration Bowl has been all around them on the East, the West, the North. The only team that ain't been in the Celebration Bowl is Mexico. Everybody else around them being right.
Woo, boy.
Again, the only thing I can hold on to is for a Cowboy fan, the Redskins ain't won the Super Bowl since ain't been to the Super Bowl since the last time we won it. And for that, I sleep okay at night knowing that the Redskins. But a couple years ago when they went to the NFC Championship,
you got nervous.
Oh boy, boy. My wife had to hide all the sharp objects. You know what I mean?
You sound like me. I'm a Saints fan. That's when the Falcons, and I thought they might have won the Super Bowl 28-3, and they didn't. It was awesome because everybody listen. You talking about Magic City? Thought they were about to make $1 trillion, bro. Just close, empty. Both were just depressed, but no.
Has Alabama State been to the Celebration Bowl? I don't think so.
They have not. The schools we named. The schools we named are the only ones that have been there.
And basically what I'm saying is the schools in there, all the schools in that region have been, right? Wouldn't you say Alcorn is in their region, right?
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, they're in and they have beaten them to get to the Celebration Bowl when they were in the East. Because I don't know, Ken K still on what the Southern people know. How many times did y'all lose? Alcorn won 3 times. Did they play y'all all 3 times to go to the Celebration Bowl? Okay, I don't think they played Grambling. I don't know. You guys could tell me. I don't know. I don't remember. So, like I said, did Southern Alcorn play Southern all 3 times to get to there? So, But listen. Now, Edwin played in the band. Edwin don't play that Southern slander. He said you're worrying about what Southern is, and Marshall's getting his chance to give us what we want. If he don't, he'll be gone too. Hey, listen, that's from this boy down house Southern. That's a grown man Southern.
And Emmett, only thing I'm saying, I'm not.
Thank you, Edwin. Appreciate it. Yep. See, Alcorn beat them. So see, that won't say Alcorn beat Southern all 3 times.
And I'm not, and this is not Southern slander. This is not to diminish Southern in any way. This is more or less, I know what I'm going through as a Dallas Cowboy fan. My question is, as you watch team, as you watch your team, like that's how I felt when the Giants and Philly have won one since the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl. But in my opinion,
Philly done won 2 actually. Don't forget that.
Yeah, and so have the Giants for that matter. But we're not talking. But my point is saying it is, I have to question at some point: are we the franchise that I believe that we were in my childhood? Can I still have the same level of expectations that I had going back to my childhood? Or are we just the modern day Detroit Lions? Are we the modern day Arizona Cardinals? Are we the modern day are we a team that's gonna have a good year and then 3 bad years? You understand? Like a
Let me say this. Let me say this. I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you something. As somebody who's from Jackson, somebody went to FAMU. Jackson State and FAMU basically had dark time for almost a decade, at the same time. What all people was talking about, and I saw both bad teams play because I think Harold Jackson was the coach when we lost on that Hail Mary. I think that was the only win that Harold Jackson got that year of a 1AA school, and they might have beat some little school. But hey man, it hurts. But I will say this for Southern: if you get the right coach, which Jackson State did when they got Prime and now they got TC Taylor, and when we got Willie, when you have certain programs, you can get that thing going real quick. And that's the thing I think with Southern. I think that's what Southern's like. If we can just find the coach that can get that thing back. So again, hey man, everybody had their dark days, man. It just happens like that, especially with the coaching is not consistent and stuff like that. And then you have a school like, hey man, shout out to Alabama State that just keep knocking on the door, but they can't get that door open. So you have that, man. So to me, they just need to look at Jackson State and FAMU and hope Marshall is the right coach. And if he's the right coach, then they're in good shape. Because like I say, I'm gonna tell you this: Jermaine Jackson ain't going nowhere. TC Taylor ain't going nowhere. And I'm telling you this, Quinn Gray, bruh, you listen. We might take this head knock this 1 year, but I tell you what, there ain't gonna be no 40-8 head knocks. They might score 40, but guess what? We're gonna score 39. I'm telling you that right now. So you just
one thing I can say about FAMU, just from a observer of everything that's going on, and I get a closer look by being connected to you or whatever.
Yep.
Everybody on the FAMU side is dug in with Quinn Gray. They dug in. You know what I mean? They dug in, and so it ain't Quinn Gray as their guy. And I don't know how long this, do you guys stay dug in with Quinn Gray? I don't, but I'll ask you this, and then we get out of here.
Yep.
When Willie was hired, were y'all dug in this way when Willie was hired?
Oh, 100%. Willie was you just got hometown hero. And Willie was supposed to play for FAMU. Quarterback. Willie came and transferred to play for FAMU. But I don't know, that's when we moved up and all that, and then all that got jacked up. So you got to understand something. Willie is part of FAMU. He's just like Charlie Ward. You see what I'm saying? Family went to FAMU and stuff like that. Everybody knew him around that time. You know what I'm saying?
He's family for sure, huh?
100%. So that's what you get. So yeah. So when Willie came and you knew what, people had already know what they'd done in Alcorn, clearly what they'd done at Prairie View, you know what I'm saying, and seeing his coaching career, and FAMU and everybody knew FAMU was the right place for him at that time.
And the last thing I want to ask the Southern people, y'all don't even got to, just put it in the chat. How many years y'all going to give Marshall Faulk before he has to show some level of success, whatever that is? It's a winning season, playing in the championship, playing in the SWAC championship. How many years y'all going to give him? How many years how much patience do y'all have for him? Because this one thing this is what I feel at FAMU with Quinn Gray. Now, this could change. But I feel that y'all gonna give Quinn Gray his whole contract.
Oh, without blinking.
I'm
gonna tell you. I'm gonna speak for. If I'm the Southern people, and just talking to got a lot of family members who went to Southern. A lot of people I talked to Southern. I think year 3. I think Southern's gonna be honest with themselves. I think this year is gonna be a wash. It is what it is. If they get over 500, so be it. Whatever. I think as long as it looks like it's moving forward, again, as long as it don't look like some other coaches that have the same type of profile, I think they'll be fine. I think that second year, because they already beating Grambling, so you know what I'm saying. So now it's about. Wow. Think about it, they did beat Grambling.
No. I'm saying wow on his comment.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So the first year, beat Grambling, beat the people supposed to beat. Next year, then beat Prairie View. And in the third year, you want to beat Jackson State and FAMU.
What Edwin is saying, they can't have a Vic year.
You said they can't have a big year.
Look at this, what it says. He says first year better look like he's heading in the right direction. Like he can't have a Vic year, Edwin.
Oh, a Vic year. Oh, well, they're 1-10. Well, I think his point is they better not. That's the point about heading in the right direction. You know, they don't want to. I think, listen, if they have a Vic year, see, bro, listen, as they say, they got that group on Facebook, Rough and the Swag. Bro, if Marshall Faulk have a Vic year, whoo-wee. Now, you talking about folks doing shows. You talking about folks doing shows. Man, listen, I'm going to pray for that, brother. Because like I say, see, at Norfolk State, they'll let you slide. But if so, because see, this is the problem. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have all Jack State folks talking. Prairie View going to be talking. Lyle and them going to just be making videos all day. Alcorn, what you think G is going to be doing them boys?
You know the interesting thing is and I'm just going to put this on the West. And I hope it's not like this. I'm going to say this, and I hope it's not like this. If Southern don't put up a fight, Prairie View walks into the SWAC championship. I don't give a damn what happens.
I can listen. I have not seen anything.
You know why?
Anybody, listen, I don't. I have not seen
anything why?
Anybody in the West
because of Alcorn's because of Alcorn's schedule.
Yeah, I don't see anything you said that I can refute that because again the schedule, and like I said, I haven't seen anything change. Like I said, we'll see. And again, unfortunately, you know, Grambling, you could kind of, and like I said, but unfortunately, young man T said he's not coming back to play. You know, and that's really unfortunate because you could, you know what I'm saying? With that young man,
he's announced.
Well, I just don't. I think the young man is still in rehab. You see what I'm saying? So it's no way he's playing next year if he's still in rehab.
I would just thought you may have had an update on his condition.
He said, "What was Eddie Jordan first year?" Shout out to Emmett Jones, my boy too.
No, look,
Grambling. No, listen, I'm saying Grambling does have a valid challenge. What I'm curious about is what, again, as we all know, what is going to be at the quarterback position. That's going to be the thing.
And let's be honest, what
and was say, now you sure about that? Okay. Because y'all folks was in y'all feelings with the Prairie View people. I don't know about that, bro. I see y'all going nuts. Y'all still clowning with the Prairie View people. So I don't know about that, bro. But go ahead, Rocky.
No, I'm just simply saying that the West is in a precarious situation, meaning that you got Pine Bluff that ain't showed a heartbeat yet, right? Have they showed a heartbeat?
No, I mean we already know the usual suspects. Nobody thinking that Pine Bluff is going to be in second or third place in the West. No.
TSU has been the same thing. They've been 2 years in a row on the dish. There's no indication that they're going to be any better.
Nope.
You know, Southern has had the coaching change, but they're the one team I think that has the pedigree, right?
Yep.
And then Cedric Thomas is in a situation where he's underachieved every year he's been in Alcorn. Wouldn't that be fair to say?
Unfortunately.
So, and by any measure, Tremaine Jackson is the best coach in the West. Like, I don't even think he has anybody that you can say it's a coaching battle when they hook up. Is it with Mickey? Is it with Hampton? Is it with Thomas? Is it with Faulk? You know what I mean? Where would you say he even has a, you know, and the reason why I say that, guys, is that when you have the best coach, generally speaking, the team that beats you has to have more talent, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
If you have the best coach, and I don't know that any one of those teams are going to have more talent than Prairie View coming off of their championship season.
Yeah, hey man, listen, boy, listen, y'all. Hey, that's why this is gonna be it because them folks. Hey man, shout out to Prairie View, men's basketball champion, football champion. Like I say, something that has only been happened 3 times ever in the history of the SWAC. You know, man. So hey, we'll see, man.
So we have found out that a Vic year is unacceptable for the Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk, and I'm surprised at that.
So why are you surprised at that? You think them, bro? They were 2-10. A Vic year, that Vic only won 1 game. That's a regression.
Well, what I meant by a Vic year is they got 3 or 4 Division II teams, so they should win those. Vic didn't have it, huh?
It's Southern.
Yeah,
okay.
Vic shouldn't have that. I mean, if Vic had more Division II teams on the schedule, he probably would have won more games too. I'm talking the season where he loses to Valley.
Well, there you go. Hey, man, listen. Elvin gonna break it. And one thing about Elvin, him and Emmett Jones, them 2 cats, they're gonna by their school, they're gonna shoot it straight. He letting you know 4 wins or less is unacceptable.
Okay. I'm done with it.
They go to marker right there. So basically, he got to win. He got to go 5 and 7.
Okay. Are they playing 11 games or 12 games in Southern?
I want to say they're playing 12, but correct me if I'm wrong. Southern.
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they're playing 12.
Well, okay. Well, what am I doing, Pete? Pete, what am I doing? We just here talking out loud and trying to figure. See, my problem is, I'm a guy that I like coaches with bravado. I like coaches with confidence. I like coaching who talks like a big dog, acts like a big dog, and then his team go out there and perform like a big dog. Right? And I don't hear Marshall Faulk talking like a big dog. Matter of fact, Marshall Faulk, with all of his accolades, he sounds like a coach that is in a rebuild.
Well, he's in a rebuild, Rocky. They were 2-10. I mean, what do you listen?
But he sounds like a coach that don't come in with, the first. I want to say one of the few players in the NFL with 2,000 yards, with 1,000-yard receiving and 1,000-yard rush. The key piece of the greatest show on turf. You understand? Like this is what Marshall Faulk comes on with. He comes in with the pedigree of being a true freshman that was a All-American running back from a non-traditional power.
That's facts. Well, but how did that translate into talking though?
Where's the confidence?
What if you like Charlie Ward? Charlie Ward ain't did no big talking, but Charlie Ward got them boys winning. Got everybody's excited. I'm just using it as an example. I think if you said people, now Patrick Craig ran his mouth, right? Our former coach. Charlie Ward beat him twice.
Well, I think when you put Charlie Ward in the same sentence with Marshall Faulk in the coaching arena, you're doing Charlie Ward a disservice. Because Charlie Ward had been a coach in Houston. He had been a coach at Pensacola High, and he had been I think they won the state championship once or twice.
Yeah, he did win the state championship. Absolutely. Now, yeah. I'm just talking personality, though.
Well, what I'm saying is, when you don't have a resume as a coach, I would think you would come in. How did you win the interview?
Well, Rocky, maybe you didn't win the interview. If the guy wants you, you don't have to win the interview if the guy wants you. You ever thought about that?
So you
they big dog guy wanted Marshall Faulk.
So you think
like somebody like the keep?
Do you think Marshall Faulk? Do you think it's the Marshall Faulk is the beauty queen that's a pillar princess and can't cook?
Listen, hey, what's y'all big time booster down there? That the guy, the lawyer, that's the one that got Marshall.
So Marshall Faulk is just a pretty face?
Hey, no. I don't know what he is. I'm telling you, if you got a big time booster that said, I'm gonna help put up money, and I like this guy for whatever reason, and he talked about the press. We might need to pull the press conference up, whatever that guy's name is. Shout out to him. And I know he supports Southern and has done a lot of things for Southern. So I respect the brother that do that. But my point of it is Marshall Faulk did not have to impress anybody but him and the president. Tony Clayton, thank you. Tony Clayton. Tony Clayton was like, listen, this is our guy. I'm going to back him.
What'd you say? I think he is, Rock. Or you saying you think he just a pretty face, Pete? Is that what you're saying? You think he just so good looking, he gets to walk right in and don't have to have no skills, no wife skills whatsoever, no girlfriend skills whatsoever, no husband skills.
And when they letting you in, you already good, bro. One time.
Yeah. No skills whatsoever. And he gets to get the top spot just on looks alone. That's interesting.
Listen, man, I'm going to say this. The man say he's fundraising money. I'm going to say that he's doing that. The man got the SU hat on. The man has brought in a staff that he feels, like I say, that NFL guys, that he feels that those guys are going to be good coaches. The Southern people, after he done put the hat on, look like they done got back on board. He going to give y'all that meeting. So, Rocky, I'm trying to tell you, man, listen, to your point, he ain't got, in the West, if you look at it, based off of you, he only got 1 or 2 games that he really got to knock out.
No,
he got to be listen. Listen. If he beats Prairie View and Grambling, he right in the mix.
Edwin, I am all over the place because I'm trying to find the sauce. I'm trying to find why Marshall Faulk, why is Southern, why now? Like I'm trying to figure it out. I thought by now we all would know why he got the job, why the people wanted him so much, why he was so highly regarded. I thought by now we would know. And do we know? I'm gonna ask you, Edwin, do we know why he was so highly regarded as a coach? Do we know why the people at Southern wanted him so much? Do we know? I don't, but you may.
All right, now listen. Now, okay, Rock, I'm gonna bring something up. This is perfect. I found this, and like I say, man, the man has talked about it. So I put this in. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Clayton, chairman of the Southern University Board of Supervisors, pursued Marshall Faulk to become the head football coach to spearhead a strategic transformation of the University Athletics into a profitable, high-profile business. Clayton viewed Faulk's hire not just as a coaching change, but as a calculated bet to boost fundraising, improve recruiting, and increase the program's overall credibility, similar to the impact of Deion Sanders Jack State. Now, listen, Clayton's primary motivations: fundraising and financial ROI. Clayton, who believes in pay-to-play model for minor college football, saw a high-profile figure who could generate revenue. The deal was structured to allow Faulk to earn 20% of new donations he generates. So Faulk got to generate that money, get 20%, Rocky. Recruiting and credibility. As an NFL Hall of Famer with deep Louisiana roots, native New Orleans, Faulk was seen as a powerful tool to draw top talent to Southern University. Shifting to a business model. Clayton aimed to move away from relying on, sentimentality, aiming to use Faulk's celebrity to secure, for instance, potential stadium naming rights and corporate sponsorship. All in mentality. Clayton praised Faulk's decision and leadership, stating that this guy is built unlike any other person I've seen, knowing that Faulk had drunk the Kool-Aid in terms of understanding the vision for Southern. And that's what your boy Tony Clayton said right there, bro.
Coach, hey, you done read 4 paragraphs and ain't one of them mentioned winning.
Listen, the man that told you what he wanted. He wanted to bring money in and visibility. He want people to be excited about the program, bring in players, top-notch players, and that'll bring winning. That's Tony Clayton. See, and then, like I say, listen, just like, man, it's here. Hey, listen, hey, this is a big dog right here, bro. This brother right here, he put his money where his mouth is. Hey, man, I respect any cat because I'm a little dog and I know what this means. He said, listen, since Marshall Faulk hired, Southern has moved quickly to address long-term infrastructure concerns. He toured the facility that was leaks in the locker room. He said it had to be fixed. We fixed it. You see, they get it together, Rocky.
Okay. All right.
And see, you will like this part. That philosophy mirrors what Deion Sanders' model at Jackson State. Delivering visibility for institutional. See, there you go. They go to your Deion Sanders quote. The difference, Clayton argued, that Southern is attempting to bake the change in the policy, budget, governance. See, listen, it's all right here, bro.
So, and I don't have time to go through this, talk about this. We can get out of here.
Yeah.
But and maybe me and you can sit down one day and we can just talk about it. But I don't know why it takes a celebrity head coach to address broken window issues at HBCUs. And I don't need you to try to explain it to me right now. But if you want to know what the broken window theory is, go look it up. It's a theory behind maintaining and valuing something. And it's problematic to me that you need a celebrity coach to address the broken windows theory at an HBCU, understanding how important HBCUs are to our people. So I'm just going to leave it right there.
Well, there it is. And that is Rocky Miller from the HBCU Coaches Corner, pondering why y'all got to have the broken windows and not fix them yourself. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps, HBCUs. That's where Rocky come from. But hey, man, listen, this is Sippin' on Sunday. Zoe had to check out. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all. We will be right back here next Sunday, man. We'll know who will be in the Final Four next Sunday. We'll talk a little bit about that, man. Spring practice is going on for everybody, man. And HBCU Coaches Corner, listen, man, we're looking to get Coach Kenny Blakely, Howard basketball coach, on, talk to that great coach and his run. And we could talk about some other people. I think it was another guy that I think we're trying to work to get on, man. But listen, man, once again, we appreciate you all joining us for this Sunday on Sippin' on Sundays, man. This is your man, Mr. Campbell. Shout out to Zofield's North Jackson's finest. And, man, always remember, just keep on sipping on something on Sundays. Appreciate y'all.